Hello and welcome to Heart of a Hobbit here on the official Lotro Twitch stream. I'm Little Redhead and I'll be taking you around the spring festival that started last week. So there are so many things you can do in Lord of the Rings Online, from questing around alongside the Fellowship. You can go into dungeons and instances. You can gather with other folks and socialize and enjoy the lighthearted festivals that can be found throughout the year. And that's what I like to enjoy. That's what I specialize in, is enjoying those festivals. So come and join me and we're gonna run around and do some fun things today. So I've kind of got an agenda because that's the kind of hobbit I am. Also, I must warn you that yesterday I woke up and part of my voice had disappeared, which was very strange. So I may be talking a little quietly today to make sure that I can be here with you for my entire time. I don't want you to miss out on anything. So, all right, so here we are in Bree. And the first thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna pop down here, and I actually gonna pop over here to Wenda Cranesbill and make sure I pick up my VIP reward, because that's an important thing to do if you're VIP. Well, hi, hello there. Thanks, Wenda. And then I'm gonna nom that jug. Nom nom. Oh, my inventory's a mess. We'll take a look at that later. All right, so we are gonna go over here and we're gonna do a quest that I haven't done with Adamantia yet. And that's this fellow right over here, Avery Crabapple, excuse me, not Crabtree, Crabapple. And he has a quest for us. Oh, noes. We've already done this. Okay, we are gonna come back and do this quest with Rosenbloom. With Adamantia, I'm sorry, we're gonna go over to the Festival Garden. There's a quest over there we wanna do. This is a 1 hour quest, collect as many flowers, and it's a follow-on to something that we had done previously, and I don't wanna spoil that for you. So, but what I'm gonna do is, for the characters that I have already done that quest, a breeing, what is that? Let me like a courting Bree will go. If you've already done that, then that allows you to do this 1 hour quest where you collect flowers in 3 different locations. So you'll see those kind of bundles of flowers around and you'll wonder, why are those there? That's what those are there for. Let's check out the chat. Hello, dear friends. Hello, dear PJ Shamrock. Thanks for joining the stream today. B4 says, hello, everyone. Hello. Wenda, I know, we love Wenda, don't we? All right, so we're gonna pop over here to the Breeland Festival Grounds, and you'll notice I picked up that 1 hour quest before I pick up my quest, my daily here from Sergeant Tom. And that's okay, because that's not gonna complete for an hour. So as long as you get over here and pick this up from him. Hello, friend. I think you can help me with something, definitely. You can give me that wrapper that comes with some spring leaves later on. Thanks, bud. All right, so we are going to go back to Bree, because we want to go to Dulin, and that is in Ered Luin, and it's, well, here, let me show you on the map. Did they go to the old maps? Oh, no, there it is. There's the new map. Okay, so Breeland, and we want to go further out over to Ered Luin. So you know you've got Thorns Hall, Thorns Gate up at the top, and you've got Celondim down here at the bottom. Are there chickens? There's chickens! Oh, that's very exciting. Hang on, we gotta follow the chickens for a minute. If you don't know already, I'm a bit, squirrel. So, we should do chicken play one day. We'll go and do chicken play sometime between festivals, because that is a lot of fun. And I'll see if I can get some friends to join us. Hello, little chickens. Oh my gosh, they don't have an escort. Good on you. Congratulations on going without an escort. Nice, nicely done, chickens. So that's where you go, and there's a bunch of different quests you can do as chickens, and you have like a time limit to go to different points. So we'll play around with that some other time. We'll probably just do the short ones, because the long one is like 3 or 4 hours. Anyway, okay. So we were, before we got distracted by the chickens, because who wouldn't get distracted by chickens? All right, Thorns Hall in the north. We've got Celondim in the south, And Doolin that we're trying to get to is right here. And that's where the festival ground area is for the shrew stomping. So, reminder to self, quiet. Okay, calm down, please, my good sir. And I love that it's only 90 copper because I'm a cheapskate and I don't like paying for travel. So, because of the rep, it's down by 10%, so it's not a full silver, which makes me even happier. I'm very silly. All right, so, oh, and I tried to dress a little bit jaunty today for you with our spring festivaling, but I wanted to make sure I had the microphone as close to my mouth as possible so I would stop trying to project. Okay, we could, oh, actually, you know what? We're gonna ride ourselves up because we are in the middle of that 1 hour questy. Fistful of Flowers. We're in the middle of Fistful of Flowers, which means we can pick up flowers. And this is one of the areas to pick up flowers. All right, so my stream family, here's one of my little tricks. Don't tell anybody, because I don't want to share the space. But this area right here by the resurrection circle, by your defeated circle, there's usually patches of flowers that come up pretty often. And so if you there's usually one or two that are right by here by the res circle, and there'll be one or two that kind of show up in this area, and then there's one that shows up pretty often up here, above the rock. Not to be confused with the rock from Bee's Big Business, that rock encounter, totally different rock. Anyway, so you notice I got 2 primroses. Let's see, the first one I got 2 primroses and a marigold. The other one I got 2 primroses and a violet. So those are the 3 things you're collecting. That's not my wallet, that's my wallet. So you are collecting marigolds and primroses and violets. And each area will have something that it kind of specializes in, if you like. So the primroses are here, and you can tell I've spent most of my time collecting stuff in this area. So we'll kind of move along here. But this is a great place to collect those spring flowers, especially if there's nobody else nearby. Oh, and for those of you who might have a sharp eye, hello, LR8. Hi, Just Right. How are you today? It's good to see you. I miss you already. I know it's only been a week. Okay, I was just about to point out the goat, because the goat is so dang cute. This is, if you go and do the festival instances, of which there are 2 now for spring, that's brand new, and maybe we'll try and do those instances next week. So this is a goat, you can buy this from, I just forgot her name, Verbena Greenhand. And so let me move my stuff out of the way. Look at that pretty goat. It's a honey goat, is what they call it, because everything's all bees and honey. But I got so tickled. Look at that little side bag with the flowers on it. It's a nice little touch. It's so cute. Now, the bottle of honey looks a little transparent when you turn it at certain angles. So that's kind of funny. I expect that was not intended, but it's amusing. All right, so we're going to continue up here. So, Adamantria, what are you doing? You are going to go check out the shrews. We're going to the festival garden, and you're going to start that quest line. So there's a quest line. Let me just go off-roading here like I own the place. Don't mind me. Goat on the loose. Love the detail. I know, right? I do too, Just Right. That is, oh, it's such a nice little detail. Flops down with lunch like a hobbit. Excellent. Well done, Eldoleth. We have potatoes, but I'm a modern hobbit. So we've got them cooking without me standing over the stove. It's pretty exciting. Got this really simple crock pot potato recipe where you just make them into wedges. Mix up some butter, melt up some butter or olive oil if that's your thing. Some butter and some garlic and some thyme and salt, pepper if you like pepper. I don't like pepper, so I do it without pepper. So get that kind of liquidy, which in my crock pot that I got, it has a warming feature. So I just throw the butter in there and let it melt while I'm cutting the potatoes. throw it all in, kind of coat the potatoes, put a little bit of Parmesan cheese in with it, get that kind of coated, and then let it sit and cook on high for 4 hours. It's amazing. Leftover barbecue pulled pork, Jack Daniels in the microwave. Is that supposed to be for my throat? On toast. The barbecue pulled pork on toast with some white cheddar cheese. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So Easter is coming up, right? And there's all sorts of crazy things you can get here. So cute, like little Easter eggs. What do I have? Oh yeah, I do have one handy. I gotta, you know, I'm a hobbit, I gotta keep my chocolate handy. So we've got these cute little Easter eggs. This one's wrapped up. It's white chocolate, and we've got dark chocolate, and then they have some with like salted caramel and all sorts of fun stuff. We got cheese in the shape of a bunny. Oh man, I love the things they do here. It's a different world, right? Oh my gosh, right? Okay, here we go. I gotta show you. This is our Pas has Plakken, and it's Goedekaas. So it's it's Gouda in English, but it's Gouda. So check out our bunny cheese slices, little slices. You all want to move here now, right? Because you got to get the bunny cheese. It's so cute. Oh, all right. Well, moving on from the bunny cheese, we're going to talk to this elf lady here, Saint Merith, and she has for us a quest. Now, I have not done this quest yet, so that's why I wanted to show this one to you, because this is called A Shortage of Boots. Once you complete this quest, then it opens up a daily, which is kind of a abridged version of what we're going to do right here. Oh, and in case you weren't aware of where we are, we're in the festival garden. So festival garden. And there's some folks over here. She's here. These three folks over here are the ones who are going to teach us how to shoe the shrews. Yeah, they had fun writing that one. But okay, so let's talk to this worried gardener first. She says, this event is a disaster. If the shrew infestation wasn't enough to ruin our spring celebration, we now have a shortage of boots. They're not just any boots, you see. They're specially made by the boot maker here in Doland. He uses great care and technique to make a very special boot that is just menacing enough to strongly discourage the shrews from remaining here. Can you please go find out what is holding up his next shipment? I worry that I will be out of shrew stomping boots by the end of today. So we're gonna go up to Delura and collect fibers for linen. We're gonna collect twine and we're gonna collect wood. But first we gotta talk to him because he's gotta supervise us on this journey that we're going to go on. It's not that much of a journey, but he's gotta make sure we get the right stuff. So we're gonna go talk to him. So I go back outside of the garden and back into the main part of town. We're gonna get back on our cute little goat. Let's see. I don't know what customs would say when I have a suitcase of bunny cheese. Well, the Dutch side would say good on you. But yes, getting into the US with a suitcase full of bunny cheese might be a problem. Well, I will eat my cheese bunny in your honor, PJ Shamrock. Alyssa is trying to remember what it was I had in Germany the Easter we were there. I think it was a sweet bread lamb. I can believe it. There are some amazing breads that they had listed on the groceries. I was looking on the grocery website. And they have some really, really amazing things listed. Unfortunately, I didn't find any of them that were gluten-free, so I'm going to miss out on all these really cool breads, but they looked amazing. Absolutely amazing. So hello for anybody who's just joined with us. We are traveling around the Spring Festival here in Lord of the Rings Online. And we are going to talk to this elf here. He is the festival shoemaker. Over here we have a weaver. I mentioned him because we will talk to the both of these. All right, so the first quest he has for us is a gentle weapon.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
Might I spare a moment of my time? Sure. For you, all the moments you need. I mean, within reason, of course. I mean, you're an elf. Maybe I should say very few moments, because otherwise we'll be here, for a couple ages. All right. He says, I'm nearly out of the cherry wood I use for the most important part of the boots, the sole. The sole is fortified with this gentle, moderately dense, strong wood. It is the perfect, yes, perfect, wood for knocking out a pesky, oversized shrew without really hurting it. Elves do not like to hurt creatures, you see. Well, I suppose shrews tempt us to use violence more than most animals of the wild, but we have come up with a fair compromise. Cherry branches grow around clusters of trees in the pastures along the road to Dylan. I am sure there would be plenty of branches on the ground to replenish today's supply. Okay, so he's going to have us collect cherry wood branches. We need 8 of those, and he'll give us a spring leaf, which is the currency of the Spring Festival, so that's convenient. Now his next one, flax to fiber.
Stay a moment.
He says, this is getting absurd. Tanathron over there, that weaver, yes, the one glaring my way, simply will not give me fibers for the linen I need for the special boots. My supplies are running low, and he is a key supplier, but he refuses to help me. It is because his own supply of flax is running low, and he hoards his ingredients so that his stock never depletes. I'm afraid I've gone and made him angry with my demands. Perhaps you can reason with him. Please try, Adamantia. I feel like there's got to be more story here. Like, did Delora date Tanathron's sister, in the Second Age, and then maybe there was a falling out over, the fibers of his belt, and she didn't like it, or he didn't like it. I feel like there's more to this story here, but this is all he's given up for now. All right, and then we have this. I'm hearing unrequited love here. Now that's true. Maybe Tanathron really has a thing for Delora, and he's just not, he doesn't know how to get in touch with his inner elven feelings and how to really verbalize that. So, all right. So the twines that bind. He says, I'm ashamed to be admitting this, but I'm out of twine, Adamantia. I, Master Bootmaker of the Garden Shrew Stomping event. It is true. Hard to believe, I know. Could you please fetch me some more? I usually get mine in Kellendim, where the elves who tend the docks craft a fine, strong thread. You're a good sort of hobbit, Adamantia, truly, because he knows we're going to go do it. All right, sure. But we have to go and talk to his glaring friend here. Do not underestimate my wrath, he says. Well, all right, I will do so. He says, what? So I like having a balanced supply of ingredient product. What of it? If I have no ingredients, tomorrow I shall have no product. I do not think it is unreasonable for me to demand ingredients if I am going to generously give my finite supply. If you want your own ingredients for your own endeavors, you will have to go and collect ingredients from me first. Flax plants grow along the road to Kellendim. You'll be able to see the pale blue flowers amongst the grasses. So, all right, so for our hot-headed gentleman here, we're going to go and pick up some flax fibers as well. Cool. So we have everything that we need to pick up from these two. They have sent us down the road, and by down the road, really, it's not that bad. It's in this area, so near the festival stomping grounds here, and then all the way down, back down to the docks. We do need to go back to the docks. So if you had a travel skill down there, that'd work. It makes me sad that I cannot, there's no travel to, no return to for Kellendim, because it's all over everywhere else, even the new Wildwood, which I think is pretty dang cool. I'm pretty excited about that. All right, let's see what's happening in the chat. Some post-dinner chocolate. Yeah, the dinner thing, we'll get around to that, right? I really need to access his flax. It's an Elvish euphemism for I need a hug. All right, so the way I like to do this is I kind of tend to go all the way to the end and then work my way back. So you'll notice I'm just skipping right past all this flax that's lying around on the ground. Because we'll be back. We'll be back. I'm going to switch to my emotes grouping just in case we want to emote at anybody. Oh, hey, we're still collecting flowers. Let's see if there's any on the way. Oh, yeah. Hello, flowers. One of the reasons why I don't bother not stopping when I get to a certain number of the flowers is because if you want to get, there's a mount you can get. I believe it's called the Jester mount, for if you have 100 of each. And then beyond that, you can spend them in piles to get boxes. And then you can, you open the box and it has a little thing. Jester Steed, it jingles, says Eldolove. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. Do you know, apparently I talk about you a lot in my stream, because when I was doing the subtitles from last week's stream, your name was in there a lot. I should just like have it figure out a way to automatically have it figure out your name. All right, so you'll notice that there's some elf-made twine sitting here. And somebody was pointing out that it seems kind of rude that we just come over here and pick up their twine. But my headcanon is that they left it sitting there and it's just waiting to go up the hill. And we are just helping the process along a little bit faster. Okay, so does YouTube know how to spell Eldoleth when it auto-generates them? It does not. It gave me all sorts of fun ideas. Okay, so you'll notice we had some twine here, and we had some twine over there. Those are the piles I go for first, and the reason I do those is because when you get the daily, you'll need to collect 4. Notice right now we're collecting 7 of the twine. And that you can collect it from there and that other spot, and you're done. The reason why I didn't go to this middle one is because I fall in the water sometimes, and that's just, you know, it takes time to get out of the water. So I prefer to not fall in the water if possible. Yeah, we made it out of the water successfully. Oh, and if you hadn't picked up your VIP rewards from Wenda, there's a Wenda here too. So elf-made twine is much different. So we're picking up twine. Oh, hello, twin brothers. Okay, moving on. They're busy. They got you know, posturing to do with each other, right? I'm better. No, I'm better. Oh, somebody knows my trick. Oh, Blueberry, she's got my trick. That's such a great place. Usually there'll be little pockets where you can find, find those flowers. Here, this is really funny. So one of the things we need to get is flax, and I expect this one will be fixed soon, but there's a flax in the air. So if you try to get it, you just go in circles underneath it. It's really funny. It's just like, no, yep, no, yep, no. I noticed that one the other day. But there is one on the ground, and that one we can get. Okay, so flax fibers, we're actually needing to collect 8. And again, when you do this for the daily, it's abbreviated, you only need 4. So that's a much more convenient way. Now, thankfully, we don't need the flax that's in the air. We're gonna grab those 2. And waves hi to Elro here and his friend. Is that a Boromir joke? All right, grab another flax over here. And there's a flax over here. So these are generally the 4 flax that I pick up when I'm doing the daily quest. But there'll be more out here. Okay, so we have 4 of 8 of those. Oh, okay, so like here's another one. I mounted my steed too hastily. We'll pop up here. No, we won't. Apparently I'm not a mountain climbing hobbit. You know, I'm from the watery areas. Oops, there we go. How about we take this flax? There we go. And sure, we'll grab some blueberries. Why not? Who doesn't like blueberries? Well, okay, I don't. But, I mean, I know blueberries are awesome. I like blueberries in muffins. I don't like the seeds. It's the seeds that annoy me. So, blueberry jam is fine. Okay, so we've got 8 of our flaxes. Now the one thing we're missing are the branches of wood. And they are going to be a little bit here. We're not quite there, but there's a bunch of trees coming up. And so you'll see that they're up in this area. So I just start hitting my select. Because I know I'm gonna, oops, I'm gonna get stuck behind a rock. That's what we're gonna do. There's one. So we're gonna need how many branches? 8. We need 8 branches. And again, in the daily, it's only 4. So this does go a little bit faster, which is pretty cool. Nope, not there. All right. Let's find another one. Strawberries. Well, sure, why not? Everybody loves strawberries. Actually, we haven't had strawberries lately. I didn't used to like strawberries. Again, the seeds really bother me. But I don't know, there's something in my, passing of the years. I don't know. There's just some, I like the bigger ones because there's more meat to them, All right, still picking up branches. All right, that'll make 4, right? Yep, that's 4. Hey, there we go. There's another clump of trees. What is a clump of trees? Is it a copse? To the interwebs. So is everybody watching? All right, that'll make 7 and 1 more. And we're done. Okay, so now it says we're supposed to bring all this back to Delara and the flax plants to Tanathron. So we're going to bring the flax plants to Tanathron and collect the fibers from him. So we're kind of giving him, the raw goods, and he's giving us some finished goods. So that's not a bad deal. He's got to put labor into that, and we can appreciate his hard work. Okay, so hello, Tanathron. Yeah, let me get off my goat mount so you're not staring at a goat in the face.
Elbreth will avenge me.
Elbreth will avenge me. Well, that's good. He says, good. Now we can proceed with our arrangement. At least someone around here can be reasonable. Ahem. Here are some flax fibers. Those two correct me up. They spend eternity staring at each other across the way here, The heat of the fire between them. Okay, we'll move on. All right, so he says, I don't even particularly like making boots, and I especially don't like that weaver fellow. I don't know about that. All right, copse of trees. All right. These are just the branches I need, he says. Many thanks, Adamantia. This will ensure that the shrews are given just the right amount of dissuasion against their terrible behavior. Terrible, terrible. All right, so that was a gentle weapon. Let's take a look at flax to fiber.
What do you need?
He says, splendid. Your patience and politeness did wonders here, I see. Tanathron is a stubborn fool, excuse me, who has no business being in this trade, but it is what it is, and I should learn to make do. Unfortunately, I have a sad feeling that I will go through the same thing all over again tomorrow when my supplies run low again, because it's a daily. And lastly, how can I be of service? The twines that bind. You can be of service by giving me what I need to go finish this and stuff and things. He says, twine, marvelous. I was beginning to wonder if you lost your way. Well, this should do for a short while at least. My thanks, Adamantia. You are more useful than you seem at first glance. What? I don't look like one of those obnoxious tweens in the hedge maze now. Come on. All right, we helped him with his task. So we have done 3 Spring Festival activities so far. And we're going to pop back into here. And now we can go back down to Santa Mareth, our worried gardener. Be worried no more.
What can I do for you?
Oh, it's what I can do for you. She says, so we are back on schedule then. That is good, Adamantia. I was growing very anxious. I hope the bootmaker did not give you too much trouble. Please do not hesitate to speak with me again tomorrow. I have a feeling this bootmaker is not quite prepared for the volume of our demands. That cracks me up, actually. Okay. So now we can collect the daily. So boot demand, boot supply, daily. She says, once again, the boot shipment is late, and I'm certain Delara is having problems with his supply. Can you remember the things he needed to collect in order to keep the boots coming? If you could go out and collect his goods, it would be much appreciated. Please return to me when you're done, so that I know when I can be expecting the boot delivery. So this is a repeatable quest, and obviously I have not yet completed it, but there's what we were talking about before. We only need 4 of the flax, 4 of the branches and 4 of the twine. So we'll go ahead and accept that. We can do that now or later. Now this person over here is kind of funny.
Stay a moment.
He has a proper festival. He said, "This shrew business is positively ruining the festival for me. I almost didn't come this year. I really didn't. This is such a violent game and it offends me terribly. Stomping on shrews is so far beneath the dignity of the free peoples that I refuse to participate, but I have come up with something better to do." Good. See, I like it when you present a problem, you present a solution. I'm okay. I'm on board with this. He says, "I would like to propose that we actually do something useful for this festival to try to salvage this catastrophe. I saw some lovely flowers growing in the fields outside of Dulin. You should collect them and plant them in here. That is a proper festival activity for you." And this is a repeatable quest, and I have done it before. But we'll go ahead and accept his quest. I'll show you where those are. But first, we're going to talk to these folks. So when these rings pop up, there's 3 people here you'll notice. The first person, the leisurely gardener, basically you go in, she says, when you go stomp the shrews, and you have an unlimited amount of time, kind of, in which to get 10. Once you have done her quest, that opens up this guy over here, who then will give you the same quest, go do 10, but you have a time, you have a clock running. Once you have done his quest, you can come over to this lady over here, and now she gives you a different quest, the challenge. And she says, "Do you know what I advise? I advise that you ignore my friends and embark on the greatest challenge of all. That is the only way you shall earn my respect as an elite gardener. When you begin the game, you're responsible for planting and gardening tasks, as well as driving away the deer shrews. If you can manage all of this in the allotted time, you will have truly done as much as you can for our poor little garden. Do your best. The stakes are very high." Okay, so we're going to go ahead and accept that. And I'm going to open my inventory. And the reason I'm doing that is you may notice that I already have the boots from a previous round. I'm going to go over here and collect the boots. They will auto-populate into the right spot if you have it open. It's an interesting thing.
Stay a moment.
Now, we're going to talk to this guy as well. And this guy is about the enormous shrew. He says, "I do not see him now. I think I just saw him. He drives me mad. He's the bane of the elves. Such an enormous shrew. I have no love for him. Perhaps you can defeat him. He is infuriatingly evasive and only appears once in a long while. Only one hero can drive him off in each round. How he drives me mad. Mad! He will appear soon in that garden down below. If you can defeat him, I will give you the most generous reward of all. What do you say to that?" So we'll accept that. And then you have to go over to this box and pick up the crate, pick up some enormous boots. Enormous boots excel at stomping on enormous shrews. So we pick that up. There's our boots. We're in the garden. Close our inventory. Boots are still there. Because like I said, I'd put them on there previously. So B4 says, if your inventory isn't open, they are removed from your shortcut bar when you pick them up. So there we go. Okay, so now in a moment, we're going to have 2, 3, in a way, things going on here in 10 seconds. We're going to have little mounds of dirt, and we need to put, I went ahead and skipped to the challenge, by the way. For those of you who have not done this before, you'll start at the easy one. So I'm going to start, though, by doing the soil. So I'm planting a special seedling, and I need to do this 5 times. The time allotted is 3 minutes. So you can just go from one to the next. You hear the stomping happening around you. But it's okay, you can just ignore that and keep doing the thing. Now in a moment, we're gonna run around and do the same thing these other folks are doing, which is bopping the shrews on the head with the boots and scooting them out of the garden. So this is the elves' garden, and unfortunately the shrews have created an infestation, and we are here to try and discourage the shrews from staying around. Okay, so now I've done my 5, and so it disappears off of my thing. So now I can start stomping shrews. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I have it on 8, so there we go. Boom. So you just get near it and either click the button, or I have it on my mouse with all the buttons because, oh my gosh, it's amazing. But I could click on this here. Now notice that there's a timer, but it doesn't take very long. And it will auto-select a shrew for you. but you can tab around and pick a different one, which is useful if you're good at that for when the large shrew appears. Now, when the large shrew appears, he has a area effect, and anybody who's in the area gets knocked back. Oh, where is he? Where is he? All right, there he is. So, oh, somebody else got him. So anybody who was next to him got knocked away, and then whoever got there first and hit him with the big boots, got him. And then when you go talk to the fellow who gave you the quest, he'll give you a box. All right, so I don't know if you noticed, but it said failed, giant shrew, whatever. That's okay. It's not a problem if you fail it. It doesn't count against you in any way, so it's always worth picking that one up. Okay, so I have stomped all my shrews, and it's ready for me to go talk to Logethuil. Sure. So if I try to stomp any more shrews, it's not going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. It's just going to, I've stomped my stomping as far as I can stomp, and now it's time to go. Okay. She says, well done, Adamantia. It is a start. A new game will begin shortly. I do hope you will participate in the next one as well. So we finish. And she gives us a box. And that's another reason why to take hers, because I believe it is 1 festival leave for the leisurely gardener, 2 leaves from practice gardener, or maybe just 1. But then the elite gardener, a box, 5 spring leaves. And once you get kind of the rhythm of it, it's really easy to do all of that. All right, so the guy, pardon me, who wanted us to go pick up flowers. Oh yeah, so B4 says, I didn't think about doing the soil first. Nice to give everyone else a chance to finish their shrews. You kind of have to see, because sometimes you'll get a group of people that they're all doing the soil, in which case you might as well do the shrews. But yeah, it's nice to kind of pick whichever the majority of the people aren't doing, and I don't know, it makes it a little bit more leisurely for me. So, all right, so the feller who wants us to go pick flowers, he wants us to pick them and then put them in, there's little 8 of these containers around the festival garden. And then once you've done that, you come and turn it back into him. So what I do sometimes is I'll go in between these rounds. I'll go pick the flowers and then come in, do a round of shrews. And while I'm waiting I'll be in the garden, but while I'm waiting for the shrews to show up, I'll go and be planting them, because you can do it from inside the garden as well. So there's a little time saver. So you notice like there's a spring flower right there. There's another one across the way. There's a trail of them that go up the hill. And then the rest of them are all in this area. Okay, so that's all the different areas around here. And let me look at my agenda. Let's see what else I wanted to share with you tonight. All right, we did shrew stomping, and I showed you the quest to get the supplies for the boots. All right, so in a moment, I'm going to switch over to a different server, but I wanted to show you her outfit. It is one of the spring outfits. Let's see, what am I wearing? I am wearing the braided tunic and trousers of the Spring Woods, which is one of the doobobs. Open wardrobe. What did I say it was? And you're like, it's the braided tunic. Braided tunic and trousers. So that's what I have on. Oops, wrong button. There we go. So that's, and I dyed it Belaguer blue, but the default color of it is this kind of more darker green. The braided dress looks like that. So I took that and dyed it the Belaguer blue, which I thought was a nice kind of gentle and spring kind of color. So also on her back, I have the, what's it called? I always forget what it's called, but it's like one of the neatest things. The Lost Gallon Spring Pack. So let's just go spring, because no way I'm typing last gallon and getting that right. So it has a note on it. It says butterflies will appear if this item is equipped as gear. I don't know if they meant to rhyme that, but they did a nice job. So if you equip it in your equipment area, then little butterflies will show up when you're wearing this. And I've even seen somebody equip it, so they've got the butterflies, and then they've turned off being able to see the back item. So it just looks like there's butterflies coming around because you don't see the pack. I was like, that's really clever. So that's a cute thing to do. Oh, and I guess I should go back. So for those of you who might be new to the wardrobe system, so you can drag anything in here, armor pieces, cosmetic pieces. You can even, like, I'm a hobbit minstrel. If I got, like, you know, a guardian shield or something, I could drag it into my wardrobe, and then I can equip it on myself as a cosmetic item. I don't get any of the stats from it, but it just, you know, it's how I look. So for example, when people see me, when they're riding around, this is how they see me. Now you'll notice if I go to my character screen, this is what I'm really wearing, you know, with all my gear with its stats, and I've got, you know, the cape, the cloak, and I've got the robe, and, you know, all these various things that give me all the different stats. But you don't see that because I've gone over here to the cosmetic outfits tab, and you have options here. You can wear the cosmetic outfit, or the equipment, excuse me, your equipment outfit, and you can say, oh, well, you know, that looks great, but maybe we go without the cloak. And you're like, wow, that hat's terrible. I think we're gonna go without that. Oh, that looks very nice. And, well, you know what, I don't want to see my, you know, I don't want to be people looking at my shield and, oh, I'm just gonna take off that. And so you can toggle whether you want things to be seen or not seen. Now, you, by default, get 2 equipment outfits, cosmetic outfit slots. Now, this is not, you have to be, I think it is a premium member to open this up. So free to play does not automatically come with this. You can purchase it. I'm a VIP, so I have access to this, and it's worth every penny for me. But just throwing that out there, so if you don't see this, it could be maybe because you're free to play. But when you do have this, you automatically start with the 2 outfit slots. And so I have outfitted her for various things. And then I have spent Lotro points, and I have purchased more outfit slots because I like being able to have the flexibility to have different outfits and be like, oh, I like this one. Oh, I like this one. For example, I've got little bee wings on the back because the kinship of the Adamantians in here is called Bees in Winter. And so we have our little bee wings, and, you know, that's a bit of fun. All right, so, but I'm not going to muck with her outfit. I like her outfit. We're just going to wear that. Okay. So I am going to log her out, and we're going to switch to a different, more wardrobe space. No kidding. I would love more wardrobe space. I do know that they have talked about it. Like, Cord mentioned that it has come up in conversation. There's performance issues, I guess, that come into play. So that's one of the reasons that they can't do it, but it is something they want to do. Because, yeah, there are so many of us that are like, please, 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 more wardrobe space. Pretty please. And, I mean, it's their own fault. Because they keep coming up with really cool stuff. Like, wow, when they did the Harvest Math Festival, there was some amazing cosmetics that came out of that one. And the Midsummer Festival last year, that had some really good things too. All right, so we're gonna get this back up, and we're popping into Laurelin. We were on Landreval there. I'm gonna switch over here to Laurelin. And I'm going to take you around with Rosenbloom. Now, she's currently a human, but in 2 weeks, I am planning to switch over, and we'll do a race change with Rosenbloom, and I'm going to switch her from being a human over to a hobbit. So if you are really curious about how the race change token works and everything, definitely come along for that. So, okay, let's see, there's some stuff. Do you know if it is still set up so it will not show a cosmetic bow if a crossbow is equipped? I don't know the details on that. And the reason I say that is because I know sometimes when I'm looking at my preview, it'll show me those weapons, even though I've told it not to. But when you see the person standing there, when I see my character standing there, the weapons are not equipped as I had wanted them to not be equipped. So I don't know why there's that disconnect between what you're seeing in the preview screen and what you're getting in actuality. So, yeah. So, okay, let's see what else. More wardrobe space. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are at max with their wardrobe space. You're not the only one, Eldolith. In fact, I think Druid's Fire, on one of her streams, she showed, she was like, I don't know, it's over max because, if you transfer a character, and you transfer their wardrobe, you can, transfer it and it transfers into the other wardrobe, so you have access to it. But if it's full or over full, it'll just keep adding, but then you can't put anything else in it. So you've got this over full wardrobe that you can't do anything. Well, I mean, you can still use the stuff in it. You just can't add anything new to it. So all these new cosmetics that have come out in the last year, I mean, I'd be so sad. Yeah, at some point I'm going to have to do some pruning, and it's going to make me sad. It's going to make me very, very sad. Oh, speaking of schedule, okay, I already picked up Wenda today. I went ahead and I've kind of figured out what I want to do in the streams, I mean, in general, for the next, through the rest of the first half of this year. And I put that up on my website over on lifebeyondtheshire.com. So feel free to check that out. And I've I mentioned it also on my Twitter, Beyond Shire. So hopefully that you can go and take a look and see what things you can get excited about. And if there's things that you would like to see me focus on in any of the non-festival weeks especially, let me know. And I'm happy to add that to my list of things I'm doing. Make room for the 2021 summer catalog. Yeah, no kidding. I know, I'm very excited to see what they're going to bring out for the Midsummer Festival, because this will be their second year of that. So last year they put out so many cool things, and I'm curious to see what they'll be doing for the next one. So Cleavebeard says, just do what I do, make a cosmetic holding bank tune. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Actually, so I have created we have like an alternate account. Each of us do, me and my sweetie. And yeah, there's one of them has a house where I've been stashing things already. I just may have to double down on that. Okay. Oh, thanks, Eldolith. She posted that my link to the Twitter is in the Lotro stream roster. So yeah, if you're watching any of these streams and you like what somebody's doing, you can look at the roster and find their social media and find out what other cool things they're doing. Okay. This is where I wanted to bring you. So this is a quest that you there's other people that will send you to him, like one of the hobbits back at the party tree sends you and stuff like that. So, but anyway, it's basically, this is the beginning of a quest chain, and we're gonna take a look at that. So it's called A Courting Bree Will Go. And he says, this is Avery Crabapple. He says, thank you again, my friend, for your assistance. Now I have the perfect bouquet, fit for the stunning beauty of the woman I want to impress. So we did a pre-quest on this, which was, he says, please go collect one of each of these flowers. So you had to go get one primrose and one, I just forgot them. But those three flowers that I was showing you before, you had to go get one of each of those from those three locations. So pop over to Mickledelving and get one, pop over to Kellendam and get one, and outside of Bree here you get one. You bring the flowers back to him, and that kicks into this quest. Okay, so we have that perfect bouquet, fit for the stunning beauty of the woman I want to impress. If you don't mind, I would like to impose upon you once more. Could you please deliver my gift? I cannot chance accidentally meeting her. So let me just say that, yes, this is one of those quests where you go, so if we want to talk about healthy relationship styles, I've got some tips for you. But we'll put that off on the side for now. We'll just pin that over there. So yes, he has not met this woman, but he's seen her and he thinks she's really neat. And so he would like to give her some flowers, but he's too shy to give her the flowers himself. So we're going to be an intermediary for him. All right. And he says, okay, so while I'm sure of the address on the Scholar's Stair, please find out which of the houses on the road belong to my sweet lady by asking Barlowman Butterbeer, the proprietor of the Prancing Pony. He is knowledgeable in the goings-on within Bree, and he surely would know where she lives. Please check with him before delivering the bouquet. we can do that. At least he's not stalker so much to the point where he knows exactly where she lives and what time she comes and goes. Like, that'd be a little creepy. So, all right, so we're gonna hop on our trusty steed. And, oh, you know, I have not done an accessorizing between her outfit and her steed. It's sad, but poor Rosenbloom. Eventually she'll get there. All right, so we're gonna pop up the stairs and go into the Prancing Pony. Hello, Prancing Pony. All right, so over to Barlowman. A courting Bree will go.
There's so much to do.
I see, right? Lotro's so packed, I agree. He says, so, my friend, I hear you are assisting Master Crabapple with a few things. He has sent ahead a description of the lovely lady, and I approve. I know what lady he's showing a fancy for. The poor fellow is simply too shy. Well, take me for a ninny hammer. What with all the customers and business, I've plumb forgotten where her house is. Oh, wait, now I recall. Follow the road outside the pony toward the west gate and turn left up the Scholar Stair. Her house will be either the first or second door after the first bridge. There should be a vase nearby. It will serve as a perfect container in which to place the gift. Now that's interesting. I haven't followed these directions before. Yeah, sure, we'll try these directions. I usually go the other way where you cut through somebody's house. Maybe this is more polite. Let's see. Okay, so before says marigolds, primroses, and violets. Thank you. Those are the 3 flowers that you're going to collect one of each of them. The master, howdy, hunter. Indeed. Yes, I am a hunter. It is my preferred. I've recently been playing a burglar and a minstrel. I am just struggling with those two. I mean, not as much as I do with melee stuff, but wow. So yeah, I think I'm gonna. Our friend Rosenbloom here. She's going to be feeling her hobbit roots eventually, and we're gonna hobbity up her. So then I'll play her all the time. Okay, so or more often. So we went up the stairs as they recommended, and you'll notice that there is a flower vase over here. So and there's the neighbor keeping an eye on things, townsperson walking along. So we're gonna go to this flower vase. Hello, flower vase. Burglar, not bad at all. I just cannot, it's not coming for me. All right, so you'll notice there's a cat outside the door. And if you pop into this house, just because that's what we do in Bree, we just walk into people's houses, there are a bunch of cats in here. A whole bunch of cats. There's Wink. I think Wink is the one you talk to if you're a chicken. And then there's more cats in here, or maybe it's Horatio. So yes, anyway, lots of cats in this house. So cute. It's the cat house of Bree. I struggle with melee DPS too. Melee, I think it's because I've been trying to do solo burg, and running around with other people, I start to see a little bit more of how to do things, but I still don't. So this is how I know to get in and out of the Bree, the Scholar Stair, is I go in that door there, and I pop up, and I come out this door here, and then I go across this bridge and up the stairs, and I find the base that way. So we're just gonna be silly people and jump off the bridge. Don't tell the mayor. You probably wouldn't like that. But we're gonna go let Avery know that we have delivered the flowers to the house with the cats.
Hello there.
Wonderful. You have returned. I trust you delivered the flowers to my sweet lady. I feel my heart welling up with excitement for the moment she finds my gift. Hey. And that'll give us 1 spring leaf.
Would you do
And
something for me?
that counted as a spring festival activity. So it's 1 more towards our 10 for today. I picked up the wrapper earlier, so we're well on our way. All right, so I see some conversation is happening about different classes. My forum avatar is of Sylvester. I had Cordovan screenshot it with FreeCam. Master the Master says, B44Y, the champ is just great, mate. One of the extra life incentives for custom avatar, says Eldoleth. Nice. So hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Looks like we have a few more faces that have popped in since the beginning. So we are running around Bree, and I apologize, I just did a cough drop. Let me push that out of the way. Because I woke up with part of my voice disappeared for no good reason. So I'm doing the liquids and trying to not speak so loudly. It's hard for me not to project. It's 20 years of theater. Okay, so Avery Crabapple. So we've let him know that we delivered the flowers to the house with all of the cats. Fern by any other name is the quest chain here. And he says, good heavens, the bouquet was delivered to the wrong address. I know for sure that the beautiful woman does not have cats. Oh dear, I should have been more detailed in my description. She definitely lives on the Scholar's Stair. Would you please pick up the bouquet from the wrong door and ask her neighbors for the correct address? Okay, sure, we can go do that. Hello from France. Well, hello. We're in the Netherlands. We're not that far from you. So hi. Someday we will visit your country again. We visited Paris one time, a few years ago, when we were touring about deciding where we were going to live. Okay, so I'm going to take my little Scholar Stair archive shortcut so you see the other one. So we're going to pop through here, we'll wave hi to these folks, hi. So, you know, I mean, it's not like nobody comes in here. I mean, like lore masters and rune keepers, and I mean, you know, it's a place of business. It's not like we're popping through someone's bedroom. You love your red-yellow hybrid guard for DPS, for melee DPS. Okay, so we're popping along. Remember, this is the way we came with the horse. And let's see, Fern Coppersmith, maybe? Oh, we got to collect a bouquet. I bet she knows, though. What does this guy say? What's up? You have to be careful hereabouts. Been a lot of rough strangers coming through town. Like Bill Ferny. We don't like him. All right, so I picked up the flowers. And by the way, I'm using a UI skin that I put it on her to remind me that she's a human, because I kept thinking she was an elf because I have another character very much like her who is an elf. And so I put this skin on here with all the Rohirric stuff. But I really love the look of it. I think this is a great skin. So even when she becomes a hobbit, I may have to keep the skin. All right, so Fern Coppersmith, she knows things. My name is Fern Coppersmith. Have you been looking for me all this time? Yes, we have. How lovely. Avery Crabapple made this beautiful bouquet just for me. That is simply the sweetest thing anyone has ever done. Between the two of us, I must admit that I've been watching him as well, hoping that he would say something. If it doesn't sound too forward, I was hoping he would get past his shyness to speak with me. In fact, I even sent him some sweets I made. Since he didn't mention them to you, I can only assume that I must have delivered them to the wrong address as well. You know, cue the silly sitcom music. If I could ask for a small favor, could you please collect the sweets for me and deliver them to poor Avery? I certainly hope he enjoys them. So we're gonna go collect some sweets. And they are actually pretty close to where he's at. So I'm gonna hop back on my steed. Forte Maestro, good day. How is Springfest going for you? It's going very well, thank you. I haven't been on every character. I haven't been, you know, just burn. Every day. I've been kind of busy. But I'm trying to get on at least a couple characters every day. Because, you know, there's some fun cosmetics to get. And I love the mounts. Although I'm not on one right now. I should swap that out. Okay, so we've collected the sweets. Yeah, before we get any further, what do we think? Oh, the treasure-laden horse. That one's fun. But that's not where I'm going. But we'll show it to you anyway. That's actually one of my favorites. I have fun. I find that one amusing. And it drops little coins behind it. But I've gone back and you can't pick them up. Like, you can't get them, which is too bad. Let's see. Mount. We have, did I pick up, there's the perfect picnic steed. That one's cute too. That's good for summertime. And you know, especially around like because there's that summer picnic instance. For spring. Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the new one. Okay, so who are we gonna lose here? So right now I have the treasure-laden horse, one of my favorites. I've got the ice flower steed, which I was riding, but I think we're gonna go ahead and take that off because it's a really good winter one. And I think we're going to switch over to our spring one here. So another thing I love about this UI is I love how it's got this kind of Celtic look in the background where your empty squares are. I find that neat. Okay, so new horse. Up there. Oh, the Eugallisteed's a nice one too. Okay, so there we go. So there we have, maybe I should dye her dress more of a green, but the blue's a nice contrast though. I think I'm gonna need to do something with the hat. I love the hat. The hat has kind of like a silk kind of look to it, you know. I've dyed it pink, I think, a rose maybe, on one of the characters. It has a nice look to it. Okay, so anyway. Hey, Avery. That lady you like sent you some sweets.
What can I do for you?
What can I do for you? No, what can I do for you? He says, goodness, those sweets are for me from the beautiful and generous Fern. This is fate, my friend. How funny that both of us delivered gifts to one another and both sent them to the wrong address. Yeah, it's like you two were made for each other. I suppose all this nervousness and anxiety could have been avoided if I just spoke with her in the first place. Ha! Cue the fun music. I thank you so much for helping us. When I'm done with my tasks, I will have to go and speak with her in person now that I have the courage. Thank you again. Yay! Well, I'm really glad that that works out.
Hello, friend.
So,
Could you help me with something?
I could help you with something. Hang on just a moment. I'm not ready for you, though. All right, let's check what we got over here. Talking about a champion and a guard. Yeah, it's so funny. When people start talking about builds and you know, various things that get more into the weeds, I'm like, I know what I know so far, and I'm happy there. And, you know, talk about Remerchant and gear, and I'm just like, wah, 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 wah. It's like I've stepped into Charlie Brown, you know. Trying to finish off some of the deeds like spring is dandy. So many deeds. Okay, so Avery Crabapple. So now we finished that little sequence of quests, right? But you'll notice that Avery is standing here next to Mr. Mugwort, who has curious novelties. So this is the guy we were talking about earlier. So the steed of the jester, that will cost you 100 of each of those flowers that you go collect. And obviously she's collected 0 of them because she just had this quest open for her. This is repeatable daily now. Well, I'll show you in a second. But so once you've collected 100 of each of the 3 flowers, you can get the Steed of the Jester. And as it was mentioned in chat earlier, it has bells that jingle, so that's fun. There's a Spring Lisuin saddle and halter that you can get for your war steeds. Those will cost you 80 flowers each, 80 of each of the flowers, and for each of those 2 things. So 160 total if you want to get those. But it's kind of cool if you want to dress up your war mount with, you know, one of these looks. And that, pardon me, there's the blue flower gift. There's the green flower gift box, red flower gift box. And each of them have a variety of things, and they have slightly different things in each one. So, is this the Rohirrim screen? I had some problems with one, like show completed quest tab was bugged. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, let's take a look at my UI. Let's step back from that bear. Hello, system. Options. All right, so if I go to my UI settings and scroll down to, it's the JRR Skins collection is what I have loaded. And I'm using JRR Eorlingus Large. And with these skins, sometimes they say large and sometimes they say short, or like, yeah, you see this one says short. So let me just, what did I say? Eorlingus. Okay, so you guys gotta help me remember. I'm on Eorlingus. I'm gonna come back to that. But like, say we pick the opaque short. You know, it's switching. So, oh, it didn't do what I thought. Oh, it puts, yeah, I didn't, wait, let me pick a different one. I don't like that one. Okay, like the Delving Hills. I think this is one I'm used to seeing. Yeah, it's like, it squishes, sometimes it just makes these disappear even, and all you have is, the buttons are there, but they're translucent, like you basically can't see them, as opposed to the large, where you see the buttons are big, and you can see, and they have little things around them. So there's some really cute, oh, thanks. Thanks for putting that in the chat. I love that I can rely on you folks to help me out. It takes a village to help me run my characters. But yeah, so there's a lot of different ones. And this one's like more dwarven, right? The Durin's folk ones. So that's large. And then like short. Yeah, see, so now you can see that the stuff's gone. I mean, it's still there, technically, like the Lotro store is still there. And yeah, if you click in the right spot, your stuff is there. I do like the look of this one. It's got, like, I like the kind of squared off and the edges of it. It's nice and it's well done. But I don't like not being able to see, like, the buttons and knowing where's what. So, oh, I didn't mean to do that. That's not it. Well, this will be fun. Oh, fiddlesticks. We'll just go this way. This is why I don't use that one. All right, J.R. Eorlingus, large, I think. I like JRRC itself, the clear background, everything else very minimal. Yeah, some people really like that minimal stuff. I'm okay having everything here. Still, I use the buttons. Well, I use some of the buttons. Like I use Gandalf. So I do like, and I use my wardrobe buttons actually because a lot of times I'll put something in one and I just want to keep track of that. Like when I'm doing task board and stuff like that. So, and then also, I will usually drag my, the subscriber town services into that bottom spot. And so I like being able to see everything. But some people do prefer the more tidy look of it. And I have tidied up some things. Like I usually have 2 bars of these going on over here on some of my characters, trying to minimize how much I have here. And I've actually shrunk this down a bit. I went really big for a while, but now that I've got, now that I'm pushing buttons on my mouse, it's a lot easier. So I'll show off my mouse again if I see buttons on the side of my mouse. So I'm like, boop, 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 boop. And I find that a lot easier now. So I can shrink the buttons, and so I've got more landscape that I can watch what's going on the screen. So, yeah. I know, I love playing with the skins. There's so many fun little plugins and stuff like that. So good. I love how we can share it with each other too and be like, ooh, I like this one. Ooh, I like that one. Check it out. Okay, so now Avery Crabapple. Keep wanting to do that.
Moment of your time, friend.
I will give you a moment, not much more. So now this is the daily that you can do. It's called A Fistful of Flowers. And we did this earlier with Adamantia. This is the quest that you can do every day. This is the picking it up. We didn't pick it up on screen, I don't think. So he says, hello again. I wanted to thank you for your help. I've gone ahead and sent a note over to Miss Coppersmith, and we will be meeting for tea later today. That's good. I couldn't have done it without you. In the meantime, let me introduce you to my friend, Gredlan Mugwort. He has come up with a wonderful plan. He thinks that if we work together, we can create bouquets and gifts for suitors to give their sweethearts. We would appreciate it if you would go out, and pick more of those lovely flowers. You can come back and trade them into Gredlan in exchange for a wonderful present. We look forward to seeing what flowers you bring back. You can pick all of the blooms from flower patches around the areas where you found the flowers I asked for. Violets are found most often in Breeland, and that's just outside of Bree here. Primroses in Eredluin, and that's in that area between Doolin and Callandim. And then marigolds in the Shire, and that's outside of Mickle Delving, including Waymeet, but not quite as far as Bywater. So kind of in that area. Okay, he says, do not worry if you feel you do not have enough time to find all the flowers you need today. You can always come back tomorrow and try again. So the nice thing about this is you can just go ahead and accept this, and it'll just run. It'll run for the next hour. So if I pick 0 flowers in the next hour, it's no big deal. I still get credit for having completed a festival event. You can see my timers going over here. And let's see, it'll give me 2 spring leaves when it completes. Oh, and 50 virtue experience. I didn't remember that. Neato. Okay, so that is one of the things I wanted to show you. Now, one other thing I was thinking we might do is go do the in-league initiation. Because Rosenbloom here is not a member of the in-league. And I think we have enough time to do that. Yeah. We've got 45-ish minutes, 50 minutes or so. So let me figure out, okay, let's see. Let's go. I'm a hunter. I can travel. I'm gonna go to Mickle Delving. I'm telling you, travel window is like, oh my gosh, I absolutely love that thing. I don't know if I could work without it. Oh, I should have gone and hidden behind a place, just these people porting in and out of here. Because remember, I'm on Laurel Inn. We don't do those sorts of things. Why did she ring? Oh, because I haven't picked up the table. Right. That's okay. We don't feel we have to pick up the table. So, okay, we are going to the party tree. That's where we're going. To the party tree. And that's where we're going to start the in-league initiation. So this is going to be like a 20-minute, you don't get to stop in the middle of it sort of deal. Because it's a timed quest, and each of the pieces in between is timed as well. So once we start, we're just going to keep rolling here. Now, one of the things I am going to do, though, is enter, I think it's, well, we'll just look it up. Post. So post-processing effects. We're going to turn that off for right now. Go ahead and accept that. And that is going to make this go a little bit easier, and you can actually see what's going on. Some people like to do it with the effects on because it's just kind of funny. But I want you to be able to kind of see what we're doing. And so, you know, I'm going to turn that off. Okay, so I'm just going to pop here and pick up some flowers. So this is one of my other little secret areas that I have found recently is here in Waymeet, there's a couple, there's a patch like, yeah, here at the top by the windmill. I guess it's not a windmill. Maybe it's a grain mill or a grain storage. Anyway, so this, yeah, there's usually like between 2 and 4 patches of flowers in this area. And if you just kind of, like I said, have something else you want to do, you can just be like, grab some flowers, you know, look at your email, grab some flowers. Just kind of go back and forth like that. Speaking of having other things to occupy your time, for those who are curious about the saga of the blanket continues as the blanket turns. And I have, I don't know if you remember last week, but I had a whole lot of strings yet to be woven in. Well, that was a week ago. And over the last week, I have spent a lot of time with a needle weaving in those ends. So here, I'll pause for a moment. So there are no longer tons and tons of strings on the ends. This is where I'm at working on the border. So the border has, currently we've got gray going along there, and then I've just started on a green line that'll go around. And then there's, I think, 5 different stitches she has in the pattern. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, yep. So that's where we're going. I did some planning and I decided that I changed up some of the colors. So I think it's, what did I decide? I think gray, then green, and then I think it's this gold, not that gold, a different gold. This gold is going to be next. And then black and blue are going to be, I think I'm doing black and then blue for the outside. So there we go. Exciting things are happening. Excitement is afoot. So I'll just give you weekly updates on the blanket. And speaking of blanket and such things, so in June, we don't have any festivals in the early part of June. And I was thinking it might be fun to do like a Hobbit birthday kind of thing. And so I might do some giveaways in the first half of June, maybe during those first 2 weeks streamings. So, because that's what Hobbits do, right? You have your birthday, you give things away. So I can't guarantee I will give away a blanket, but you never know. Could happen. Yes, spin-off series, Locho Crafting. Here's my Hobbit blanket. Just for the endgame raids, I prefer to have my screen clear to be able to see the whole picture. Yeah, I can understand that. I've got, what's the little thing? It's like a little eye, and I have it on Adamantia that I was on earlier, because she's a minstrel, and so it puts the health bars up of all the characters that are in the raid or in the fellowship, and that's kind of useful, because that makes it really more obvious to me who needs healing. In fact, we have some level 50 characters that we're running around with right now, and we did the Red Maid instance that's part of the festival with 5 or 6 of us, and we did tier 1, which was easy peasy, and then tier 2 we had to work at it, but we did get it, so that was kind of fun. It was fun to do that on level, and it was very useful to have the assist there where I could keep track of who I'm supposed to be healing, and and I just was like, heal, 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 heal. Mini raid. That's what it was, mini raid. Thank you. Okay, so we are here, and we're going to talk to this in-league member, Aylward Chubb. So his deal, I'm going to tell you first, because once the clock starts, we're just going to try and keep running. He is going to give us a challenge to drink 6 of these beers here, and then we have to go to another place. It's basically a pub crawl where you go to the next one, you drink 6 beers there, you go to the next one, you drink 6, go to the next one, and we end up doing like, I don't know, 7 or 8 different locations. They'll tell us where to go. And as you go along, the effects of being drunk will stack. And so eventually you would have like a whole bunch of drunk effects, and it makes your screen all fuzzy, and it does make it harder to do the challenge. But it's fun to do, and this way is going to start me on the in-league reputation, which is something I want. So Sargeras says, good morning, how are we today? We on this side of the screen are doing well, aside from the funky voice coming and going. How are you? How are you? Okay, so while you are all letting everybody know how you are doing today, we're going to go ahead and talk to Aylward. We're going to get this started. So he says,
Might I have a word with you?
you might have a word with me. So he says, so you want to join the in-league, do you? Well, then perhaps you are worthy, perhaps you are not. The rules are simple. I mean, it's a Hobbit thing. It's pretty simple, right? The goal is to drink 6 beers there on the table. Strong ones or weak ones, it makes no difference to me. But be sure you let me know you are finished before the time expires. Are you ready to start? So as soon as we take this, the time's going to start, and it's going to keep going until we complete the quest with him. So here we go. Now, each table, certain beers are faster. So that was Gundrick's Ale. If there was another Gundrick's Ale handy, that would be nice. Okay, that one, Fern Beer, is slow. Gundrick's Ale, that was nice. So we're going to skip any more Fern Beers. We don't like them. Perry's Porter? How's Perry's Porter? Oh, that's worse than Fern's Beer. Notice our timer's down to 36 seconds. All right, Gundrick, we like you. All right, how many we got here? This is our last one? This is our last one. We have 25 seconds. Time's counting. All right. He says, well done, friend. You sure put away those beers and just in the nick of time. You've now completed stage 1, but there are 6 more to go if you wish to be a member of the In-League. This is a race for the stout of stomach, not the weak and lazy. All right, so we finished that. Now we have 5 minutes and 58 seconds to get to the next person in the Plow and Stars Inn. So we're going to go ahead and mount up, because doing this without a mount is challenge mode. Hunting wildflowers in Arid Lewin. Nice. Sargeras says you're doing pretty good. Thank you. Well, good. I'm glad you're doing all right. Yeah, we are in the process of trying to find a burrow ourselves. Well, actually, okay, so before... Anyway, the process moved forward slightly today, and so that's very exciting. Yay. All right, so I'm going to not look at my deed log. I want to see the in-league thing here. Oh, hang on, gotta turn. Wow! Crazy woman on a horse! Oh my gosh! All right, put that back up so I could give me the thing. Okay, there we go. I wanted to get rid of everything so we're not distracted and having the arrows trying to send me back to pick flowers or something. I don't have time for that. We got beers to drink, places to be. So at that first table, you know, so like Gundrick Ale was good and Root Knock cider was bad. It's different at each table, so you can't rely on that. There is information out on the interwebs, so if knowing which ale to drink for your best chances is something you want to know, you can definitely go out there and find that information. I find that if I pay attention, I can get through it quickly enough. Okay, so here's the Plow and Stars. Plow and Stars. It's a plow. It's a plow? Plow? The Plum and Stars. Oh, here we go. Okay. So in each location, there'll be an in-league member sitting around with a bunch of drinks nearby. She says, "You've arrived at last. Hurry, hurry. You need to drink 6 more beers before the time expires, so stop talking to me and hurry up and drink. In-league members don't just stand around and squawk like chickens. We drink." Okay. Rock on. Ooh, what's that one? Fern beer? Fern's all right. Well, maybe not. Maybe Fern's a little slow. What about Root Knot? Root Knot's good. Give me another one of those. Another Root Knot? Yeah. They do refill as you go, and so sometimes you'll pop in here, especially on like the first day, and there'll be a lot of people doing this at the same time. So it's nice to have 2 tables, but they do refill pretty quick. Like, see, there we are again. Oh, there's my 6. Okay, she says.
A lovely day, isn't it?
She says that too. Well done, friend. You still have quite some way to go. You've now completed stage 2, but there are 5 more to go if you wish to become a member of the In-League. Do not go get soft on us now. Head to the Golden Perch in stock next. Go, go, go. Okay. So we're still pretty excited about all this. Excitement. That was a bit circular. So once you've completed this, there'll be a deed you can do, excuse me, which is to bring drinks of the In-League to various people that are located throughout Ered Luin, or throughout Eriador. And Foxglove Grub there is an In-League member, and she wants you to bring her, I forget which one. Again, interwebs has the information if you want to know, or you could just, go and ask her. What I do is when I'm trying to do the circuit, especially with a hunter, it's so much easier, is I will buy up all the beverages first, and then I go around to the people. Now, there are hobbits in various locations that you can talk to and pick up the quests for each of those people in the In-League who want something. But it starts the timer on each of them right away. Now, it's useful if you want to put it have it in your log so you can know, okay, which ones have you done, which ones are you missing. But you only have an hour to do it once you pick it up. You can also pick it up directly from the person who wants the beverage, and then you have an hour to go get it and come back to them. But if you have pre-bought them and you're just carrying them around with you, you just reach in your bag, pass them beer, and you're done. So that's my preferred way of doing it. Yes, don't drink and horse, kids. And taxis. Hunter taxis make everything so easy. Yep. That's why when somebody's like needing to get from one place to another and I've already done it or whatever, or like discovery of Suri Kylo, I'm like, I will always happily give somebody a lift over there. Because, yeah, it just makes life so much easier. I will use my skills to others' benefits as well as my own. Speaking of, not on this character, but on another hunter I play, we've already got the Wildwood. We did some reputation stuff with them, and so now I have purchased the Return to skill for Trestle Bridge, and then the Return to skill for the Wharf. And wow, that is just like so good. It's because having to get to Trestle Bridge, there's no swift travel. It's really annoying. Not even from Bree, not Ostfarode, which has swift travel to the weirdest places in my opinion. But okay, so anyway, so here we are at the Golden Perch. Zip. And we have to find our In-League member who is chilling out over here behind the bar. Hello, Ernulf Brandybuck. You've arrived at last. Hurry, hurry. You need to drink 6 beers before the time expires. Good luck to you, my friend. Can do. So we have 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Okay, whatever that was slow. Perry's Porter's not bad. There's more over there, but meh, we'll just stand here and drink 6. Why not? Well, this could be why not. So slow. Yeah, the new return to / guide to / muster skills are so awesome. I was pretty excited when I saw those, actually. I was like, that is fabulous. I would love for them to put one into Calendim that you could earn. Or Doolin. Anything in South Erdluin would be great. Okay, we've done our 6. Well done, my friend. You still have quite some way to go. You've now finished stage 3, but there are 4 more to go if you wish to become a member of the Inn League. The floating log in Frogmorton is next. Watch your step. So by this point, yeah, you notice we're getting little bubbles around our head. If I hadn't turned off post-processor effects, my screen would be very fuzzy at this point. It would be losing a lot of this color. Everything kind of loses its color. And I'm already losing my directions. Almost like I imbibed through the screen. Yeah, so, and we're starting to get those little funny noises that you get from, when you've been drinking. Different races have different weird sounds. So, it's like, okay. Whatever that's supposed to be. Sorry, I'm checking what am I? I'm a yeoman, which means I can cook, and I can farm, and I can tailor, but when it comes to picking up goods, I'm terrible. Like, I can't pick up ore, I can't pick up wood, I can't like, I feel kind of useless right now. I can't pick up scholar materials. All I can do is pick up food. So sometimes I put the food one on, and so I can keep an eye out for like indigo and some of those other things. Now you'll notice I keep straightening out my screen here with my character, and then it slowly sides to the side. Yeah, that's part of the effects of the drinking. So, I mean, it's cute that they put some funny little tricks in there, funny little effect, even if I turn off all the other stuff. Okay, so here we are in Frogmorton. Hello, floating log inn. They've been working on that for years, that roof. Okay, so we're gonna pop in here. All are welcome at the sign of the floating log. Well, thanks. Hello, Daylily Bolger.
Hello there.
Hello there. So you've arrived at last. Hurry, hurry. You need to drink 6 more beers before the time expires. No time to waste, only time to drink. Okay, we're on it. Let's see what else we got here. Wonder what this quest chain looks like with a war steed. I have seen people do it with a war steed, and they get through it really fast. Oh yeah, B414 says they just did it yesterday that way. Yeah, having 3 minutes at each table after the first means you don't have to worry about how long the drinks take. Yeah, you can just pick any drink really if you get here fast enough. The Lotro freebie code this week is a 20% mount speed. Oh, maybe I should have done that. The code is Speedy Horse. Zip, zip, zip. That's awesome. You're lurking around the house, dealing with kitties that aren't a fan of flyovers. Aww.
How do you do?
How do you do? Well done, friend. You still have quite some way to go. You've now completed stage 4, only 3 more to go. If you wish to become a member of the Inn League, the Green Dragon is just down the road in Bywater. Stumble along now. So now our timer is to 3 minutes. It resets our timer each time you do the thing. So I've got 4 minutes to get down the road. Thankfully, the Green Dragon isn't that far. The hardest part is getting out of Frogmorton. Sometimes I try to go the way I want to go, but you have to go out so you can go up the hill because they're kind of in a valley. Oh. Way down in the valley, oh. So anyways, yeah, so I've got track crops on just in case something good comes up. I am not feeling particularly hobbity at the moment. Well, I'm in a hurry, so we're not going to pick up every raspberry on the way. All right, but here is the Green Dragon. So one of my haunts on Friday nights, we do the Green Dragon Fridays. It's a lot of fun. On Laurelin. If you're a hobbit or other short type person, hi Barmy Rook, not. I see him every Friday. All right, Folk Proud Root. You've arrived at last. Hurry, hurry, you need to drink 6 more beers before the time expires. Quit your spinning and start drinking. So you'll notice that my screen is slowly sliding back and forth like we're on a boat. That's one of the effects as well. All right, this is number 3. Well, that was a good one. Here's number 4. Here's number 5. So if you're a hobbit on Laurelin, or a dwarf, dwarves are welcome too. I mean, tall people are also welcome, but we ask that you kind of stand in the back because you're too tall. Oops, hi, I gotta talk to you. Well done, my friend. You still have quite some way to go. You've now completed stage 5. Only 2 more to go if you wish to become a member of the Inn League. If you still have the legs for it, head to the Ivy Bush in Hobbiton and continue your quest. Well, not only do I have the legs for it, I got the horse for it. So, but yep, Green Dragon Inn at 7:30 bells UK time. So 7:30 in the evening UK time. All right, so we're gonna keep rolling along here. We're on our way. Oh, could have just taken the side road over to Hobbiton. We'll just cut cross country. That's what you do when you're imbibed too much, right? You just start wandering through people's fields and stuff. I hear that's how that goes. All right. And we are really close. The Ivy Bush Inn is right here. So that's a nice quick one. Not far from Holly Hornblower and her pies. All right, Moonlight Sandheaver. Well, 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 looky who's come to play the game. Whoop-de-doo, drink the 6, quick, quick, quick. Don't make me tell you what you know, drink. After a while, she kind of, they get a little bit more, they've imbibed a little bit more and more as you go through, just as you have, so it's kind of funny. Oh, okay. Red Baron says, hi. If you want to continue today, please do. I have a bad headache, so not going to stream. Okay. Well, thanks for the heads up there, Red Baron. Good to know. And I'm sorry you're having a headache. That's a bummer. I myself suffer from cluster headaches. One of the reasons why I don't drink much alcohol. So I understand how unfun that can be. All right, Moonlight says, someone should give you a good cheer. You are amazing. Hurry and go finish. The bird and baby is in Mick-and-Delving. Don't drink and ride. Okay. Thank you, my dear. So now we need to go to the Bird and Baby Inn. So if you're a hunter, this is an excellent opportunity to use your guide to Mickle-Delving. Because I'm going to just zip from here right over to here. That's going to make my life a lot easier. Yeah, Sargareth, I'm glad that you were able to figure out the triggers. I have not. I was in a motorcycle accident when I was like 19, and I had a theater accident, I guess you could call it. A few years later, fell from a height. I had another work-related accident. So I have not been, I guess, kind to my neck and shoulders over the course of my life. So that could be, actually, that's probably the root of it all. Okay, so once you come in here to the Bird and Baby Inn, you're like, where's the Inn League people? So you gotta come back here, go past the meeting of the Inklings, and all the way down here. And the guy you're looking for is lying on the ground behind the barrels.
How do you do?
Can't talk, just drink. Someone stop the spinning. It hurts. So if you come in and you're like, oh my gosh, my time's running out and I don't know where to go, that hopefully will help you. Some people don't have a cause. That is tough, I feel for you. Well, thank you. Like I say, you pick up coping mechanisms and stuff, right? So yeah. I'm very grateful that I am not in the middle of a cluster these days, or at least the one I'm in is very light. So, and I've learned, I picked up a trick, 1 aspirin and 1 Advil rather than 2 Advil, or 3 to 5 Advil. Anyway, okay, so let's talk to this guy. So we still have 4.5 minutes, but we're going to go ahead and talk to him.
Good day.
You did it. You are now a member of the In League. Enjoy and have fun. So we're going to get 10,000 reputation, some legendary item experience, and a title. So the lore on this one is, it wasn't easy, but you have passed the grueling in-league initiation. So this is a deed tracker that I am using. It's in beta, but it's pretty cool, and I love how it gives me the lore, because when I come to here, it just says, well, first of all, it just doesn't tell me which one it is. I know it's one of these. In-league member. Complete the in-league initiation. It doesn't tell me much more detail. So, and it's sad because they've got all this really cute lore that they include on various things. So, oh, if I hover over it though, it's there. That's true. Yeah, so but it's not right in front of me. I like the other one because it's right in front of me. Anyway, okay. So this opened up the In-League challenge, which is, it says to truly become a respected member of the In-League, you must sample all the local beers, ales, and wines found throughout Eriador. Seek out all of those beverages to earn the respect of the League. So that takes you around a whole bunch of different places in the Shire and a couple other places. And you have a beverage, and there's a specific list of them. If you do the deed in the Shire, which is, let's go to the Shire. The Shire Brewmaster deed, which I have completed, that is where you get, you have to go and find the recipe, the yellow recipe in Tuckborough and various different things. They give you a beverage. That beverage, if you hang on to it until after you finish your in-league initiation, that counts. Those beverages count towards that 23. They're part of that collection. So. All right, so let's see. I was a Feast Beast. In-league member? Sure. We'll put that on. Okay, cool. And my reputation changed with the in-league. Let's take a look. I am now an acquaintance. Oh. One of the cool things with that is now if I go to the maze, there's that challenge where you can run through for a certain amount of time. And that's... Oh, yes, thanks. I'm currently doing the In-League initiation as part of the Spring Festival. Is this event, what is this event? What do you get here? So, so what I'm doing is the In-League initiation, which is available during almost festivals. They'll have that running, the In-League and the Ale Association. I have only done the In-League. Well, I did the Ale Association on one character, but it's been so long I don't remember how it goes. But you pick this up initially at the party tree. So we're gonna go swimming, and I'll take you back to the party tree and show you where you pick it up. And what it does is it sends you around to, you have 7 different locations, including the initial one, where you have to drink 6 beers in an allotted period of time, and then they reset the timer. And it's not always the same. Sometimes it's 5, some minutes, 6 minutes, whatever. And you have to get from one location to the next, drink your 6 beers, turn that in within that amount of time, and then you get a new timer to run to the next place, drink your 6 beers, turn that in. And then once you complete that initial initiation, you are then a member of the In-League. So, and you can earn reputation with the In-League. And once you get to a certain level, there's a room that's only open during festivals. And you can go in there, and there are barterers that are only there during festivals, and you can get some cute stuff. I am not sure if I'm going the right way. I've totally lost track of where I am. Okay, good, I am. I mean, this is another reason I don't need to drink. I can get lost pretty easy on my own. Green onion. I think we'll skip the green onion for now. So, show you the deed tracker. Yeah, that's so cool. I have to do In-League. It is fun. I think it's cute. It's and then the storyline is that the hobbits have this In-League, and then the dwarves thought that was, I don't know, too silly or whatever. So they've started like a rival group called the Ale Association. So, and they have their own initiation and also, beers that you drink and deliver and all of that business. And then there's a thing you can do called, I think, covert actions or something like that, where you join both and then you kind of are going back and forth with stuff. It's very silly. So the deed tracker, like I said, it's still in beta. So we're still testing it out, but it's set up very much like the deed log that's within the game, with the same tabs listed out in the same way. But I love, like, it tells me when I complete something, so the little thing shows me my recent completions. It shows you the lore that is listed when you do the hover over. So let's see, Class Race Epic, and it tells me where to find these things too, which is neat. Class Race Epic, Race and Social, in-league member. So completed, in-league member. So if I hover over it, it wasn't easy, but you passed the grueling in-league initiation. So they've duplicated that into the tracker. So you can see it right there, and it shows you what title you get. And if I wanted to, like if I didn't have this open, I'd be like, oh, where's that? Is there stuff that goes with that? There, and it opens it up for me, and it takes me to the right page, and then I just have to scroll through and find it. There it is, in Brett, yellow, orange. Ta-da! And it shows me what reputation, excuse me, how much I got from that. So if I wanted to get more in league, like I know 1,200, I can get there, get another 1,200 from doing the challenge, all these things. So that's something too, oops, if you're doing the in league, once you've become a member, there's no reason you can't do the initiation again. They're happy to party with you. So you can actually come back to him. I think you can only do it once a day, so he probably is not going to have it for me. Well, maybe he is. Buy me a pint, won't you? So I could
Take a moment of your time.
start this all over again and run it again, and it would give me an additional 1,200 reputation in the in-league. I am going to not choose to do that right now. But that is an option I could do. Let's see. Do I have all the dances? I think so. I know I check this every day, right? Dance, Hobbit. Yes. I have learned how to Hobbit. So in league, in leagues, Frago Sandheaver, once I have enough reputation, I can go to him, and I think there's some tokens. Oh, a badge of taste, I think it's called, that you get from doing various things. And you turn in enough of those, and that's how I could get that that dance. We're gonna we're gonna go do the. I want to go do the maze now. Okay, so I wanted to show you the shrew stomping and a quest to get the supplies for the boots. We did that. We wanted to do a courting Bree will go and where the rare flowers bloom. We did that. And the in-league initiation, and we did that. So that covers my agenda for today. Does anyone have any new business they'd like to present? I may have been a part of some various meetings in different places. All right, so let's see what we got here. Oh, I think I've done my 10 for the day. So I'm gonna turn that in before I forget about it. Hi, Tom.
What can I do
My,
for you?
you're a festive one. I hope you're having a fun time at the Spring Festival. It seems you're having a swell time, so perhaps you'll enjoy one of these rewards. Here you go. Come back tomorrow and I shall have more rewards for you. So we're gonna go ahead and finish that. So I have done the 10 wrapper, the 10 per day. I've done it twice in the intro. Yep, I've done it twice with this character, with Rosenbloom. So next week, just to give you a to preview for you. Next week will be the last week of the Spring Festival. It'll be the last time I'll be able to stream during the Spring Festival. So I don't have anything currently on the agenda. So if there are things you would like to see me do, if there's questions you have about the Spring Festival or something you're like, I don't understand that, could you explain how this works? Let me know, and I will include that for next week for sure. And then in 2 weeks, we have no festivals going on. And so I will spend some time with Rosenbloom here. She is going to get in touch with her inner hobbit, and she's going to go from being the human that she is, and she's going to become a hobbit. So we're going to go through going into the Lotro store and buying the race change token and take a look at what that's going to look like. So we'll do that in 2 weeks, and we'll take a look at like the quest or the deed law, the deeds, and see what she's done, and then see how that affects her going forward. And then, next week is also Hobnanigans, is a Hobnanigans weekend. So we'll spend some time at the Spring Festival, and then we'll spend a little bit of time at Hobnanigans. So so that gives you the next 2 weeks. Let's see, the week after that is middle of April, April 15th. So for those of you who are not worried about getting your taxes in, or if you are, come enjoy the festival. We'll have a good time. Well, there'll be no festivals, so we'll find something else fun to do. Wildwood is a new area, so maybe we'll go and do some landscape quests around the Wildwood. Rosenbloom hasn't done any of it, so that might be a great opportunity to take her around and check out some of those quests and stuff. Though at the end of April, starting Thursday, April 22nd, on that stream, I'll be able to get into the anniversary event. We'll do anniversary event for 3 weeks in a row. That's going to be so much fun. So, and today is also, Read Tolkien Day. So just to put that out there and go and read some Tolkien today. It's a great idea. And maybe you have been lucky enough to pick up this beautiful, beautiful copy of the Silmarillion. It's a new edition, I guess, kind of. It's just came out, and it's got these amazing illustrations by Ted Nasmith. So one of my kinfolk recommended it, and so now's a good day to maybe go read some Melkor and check some illustrations. It came with some posters, so at some point we're gonna get those mounted, and you'll see those behind me instead of the Lotro posters that we currently have. Oh yeah, so okay, just a quick look. Can I run the maze blindfolded? I don't know, probably. All right, so there's one of them, and there's one of them. Yeah, so we're thinking we'll maybe get these framed up at some point, and you'll have these lovely things to look at behind me. So, okay, so remember earlier I was talking about with the In League, you've got a bunch of deliveries you can make. So, like a bit of brown. You collect that from the Bird and Baby Inn, and then you take it to Harrogar Mudbottom, where is he at? Is he in Mickle Delving? No. Anyway, he's somewhere out there. That's probably not a good example. Let's see, who's another good example? A drink of the worst character. Oh, he's an Oat Barton. So he's still in the Shire, roughly. So like this one, you collect swill from the Forsaken Inn. There's a couple you get from the Forsaken Inn. And this guy is out in Akhwar, and he hasn't had the staple drink of the Forsaken Inn, the swill. It's really bad. Anyway, so you can pick up all of these quests here, but if you do, they're all an hour timer. And so, it would go ahead and go. But you can do that. That is one way to do that. Can I run the maze blindfolded? Well, shall we go give it a try? Although, if I'm blindfolded, how will I know if I'm out? How about with one eye closed?
Can I take a moment?
All right, so this is what we wanted to do, is the green challenge, because now, before, I was not a member of the In League, so he did not have a ring for me. But now that I am a member of the In League,
Stay and have some tea.
I can do this. So he's like, I don't know how I got here. Are you a member of the In League? Am I? So what he does is yes, you can save a bit of time by buying the drinks ahead, but that takes a bit of planning. And that's what I was saying. If you go online, there's lists, like in the wiki, even in the Lotro wiki, where it'll list out which beverages you need for which locations and who to give them to. So that's what I do, is I go around, I buy all the drinks. In fact, I sometimes will put them, oh, it's not gonna be my vault. It's probably not on me, but I probably have them in one of my housing vaults, and then I'll just create a tab for in league, and then any of my characters who are out, if I'm like, oh, an in league member here, have a beer, and then I can just go ahead and turn it in right away, because you get like 700 reputation, I think, or something like that for doing those as well. So that's a quick and easy way, because like there's a guy at Thornley's workplace, and I think the beer he wants is from someplace easy like Bird and Baby or something. And so you just go pick up like, 5 of those and then just drop one off every day. It's a great way to get some points that way. Okay, so we're gonna run this. We're gonna search the maze for an in-league artifact. And then once we come out, we're gonna choose either an in-league Sinister Keg or some spring leaves. So we'll go ahead and accept that. I'll tell you what, I'll go in and do it, and I'll run the maze while I'm answering questions. So Khalid Makan says hi from London. Been almost 2 years. Awesome, welcome back. And Jinjar says they do have some interesting rewards. Okay, so here's the Sinister Keg. And this is where, if I had post-processor effects on, you would notice. Here, I'll put it back on. Advanced graphics, post-processing effects. There you go. Ta-da! So this is what you normally get when you're doing like in-league challenges, is you get this kind of look. And notice I've got that debuff, which is causing me to limp along slower. So see, I've got maze time. Navigating out of a maze is difficult enough, but when you see 2 mazes, sheesh. So it set my run speed at 50% until I'm out of the maze. Which, there we are. I don't know, was that like being blindfolded? You have exited the maze, impressive. So I want to say hello and welcome to anybody who is coming along to see Red Baron. Unfortunately, he is not going to be streaming today. He's said he's got a bit of a headache, so he's gonna take the time off. So we can go a little bit over here if we want to. So let me know if there's something you would like to see in this spring festival, and I will be happy to show you. My daughter got into D&D last year. I never mentioned it to her once, so it's totally her interest. Aw, that's very cool.
Hello there.
All right, I'm going to take the spring leaves because I can come back and get an in-league cake later. So we did this last week.
Can I speak with you a moment?
This is the guy. Yeah, we've already done his 2 previous quests. So this is the get through in 1 minute quest. So we can do this. I would do it blindfolded, except for sometimes there's a slight delay, and so I wouldn't know exactly where I'm at. So I think that would be hard. But I could do like hardly looking at it. Look at it. I could just look at her feet. Now, I don't know this entire maze, though. I just know this route. So if I had to go somewhere else, like the elves, I still have to look at the maps. So if you go to, some festival resources. Eldolith, I don't know if you're around, but there's the Lotro Wiki, which is great, always has a lot of great information. Fibro Jedi always has his festival guide up, and he updates that every year. So he has updated that with the most recent information. And, thank you. So you have the elves memorized, Thea Lauren? Well, rock on. Get down with your bad self, because I run across them when I'm not trying to find them, if that makes sense. So this is a cool thing. You can come up on the hillside and you can actually see into the maze. Not that it helps you get around, but it's a cool look. Faye Lauren says, tip here, you don't have to actually leave the maze to complete that one. Sometimes it's faster to turn around and go back to the entrance. Oh, the signs can be an issue at times. You got right. So I used to, when I first did the Spring Festival, and I've been playing Lord of the Rings online for a little over 2 years, like 2 years ago in January. So this is my second or third time doing some festivals, depending on, festival encores and things like that. So when I was first doing the Spring Festival a couple of, instances ago, I would pick up everything. Like I would do the elves, and then I would do the signs, and I would do the tweens, and I would do the dire beers. And I've decided that it's not my jam right now. So I've decided not to do that. I still do the tweens and the beers at the same time, because sometimes I find that easy. That's not so bad. So actually, you know what I think we're going to do here is I'm going to switch over to Adamantia, because Rosenbloom here, she's got her 10 festival events for the day, festival quests for the day. So give me just a moment. I am going to swap over, and I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'll keep streaming for a little while and show you. We'll do some things. Pop it into the chat if there's something specific you'd like me to work on, and we'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Yeah, so let's see. For anybody who's just shown up and is looking for Red Baron, I have good news and bad news. The bad news is that he is not feeling well, and so he is not going to be streaming today. But the good news is you get some bonus Heart of a Hobbit time. So, sad that we will not be seeing him today. But hopefully you will enjoy what we've got going on. So, yeah. All right. So we were discussing the maze, and the tweens give you a spring festival box. I think that's why I keep doing it. But a lot of times it only has, I think, 2 tokens in it, which I'm like 5. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. We've already picked up the wrapper here. So now we can go and do some quests. So I'm just going to run through some quests here with Adamantia. And we'll start with Arn Bulrush and do the Pretty Parched Party Goers. We did this last week. So you can check out the stream if you want to hear exactly what he had to say. Oh, here we go. Ada Musgrove is doing the dance. Very good. Rest now. She's very firm and strong with what she has to tell us to do there. All right, so we're gonna go pick up some spring wine. Okay, sure, we'll pick up that one. And we're gonna run over here with our little wine. This song makes me feel 20 years younger. All right. Oops, sorry. So look how funny she looks carrying this wine. All right, so we've dropped off the wine. The Spring Festival is here at last. I don't know if you guys remember, but last week I find it's so fun to see what all the people have to say. All right, we're picking up some spring wine. Yes, we are. And we're going to take it to table number 2. I heard that as well. Oh, I wonder what's the gossip over here. So I don't know if it'll happen now because there's already a lot of people here. Yeah, it didn't change. This happens to me every spring festival. Next time I'll be better. I expect that will not be the case. If it's been a while since I've received any spring wine, the table won't have very many people there. It'll look kind of more like this. Yeah, I do say. And when you show up with the wine, then a couple more NPCs kind of show up, and it amuses me that they've created it like that. The dwarves got the best of you. All right, so here's some more party goers that would like some more wine. There it is. She is standing in my food. There she is. She's standing in her food. Like she's not wrong. Oh man. Why is she standing in the food? I don't know. All right, so we have taken care of the party goers. They are less parched than they were before. Excellent. So you tend to pick up elves, tweens, and dire bears since you run across the elves and the tweens while grabbing the bears anyway. This exuberance. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I want to force you all to watch me. Chickens! We'll do chickens.
Stay and have some tea.
Okay, she says, I am delighted that you are here. You would not believe what fun I've been having in the maze. Chickens! Oh, they are delightful when they run about. So if you wish to partake in the chicken chase, I do. You must run in and catch them before they escape. The tricky part is finding them in the winding hedge. And the other tricky part is finding your way out once you've caught yours. And that's true. Mind you, don't lose your way when you go inside. It can be very tricky within the foliage, Okay, so we're going to take hers. So the reason I am excited about that is because it doesn't happen all the time. I don't know if you noticed when we came by here earlier, she did not have a ring for us. It only happens basically in the first quarter of the hour. So starting on the hour, you'll get that pop-up. It'll say, the chickens have escaped, or the chickens are running wild in the hedge maze. And that's what they're talking about, is that's this going on. And then in 15 minutes, 11 minutes from now, it'll come up and it'll say, the chickens have escaped the hedge maze, and it's over. Now, as long as you complete the quest during that time, you can come in and turn it in to her, even if it's past the quarter of the hour. So I have picked that up. Now, you'll notice that some of these other rings disappeared. Like, I can no longer pick hers up, which is the Go Find Elves. I can no longer pick up that one, which is to go help the elves get more lost. If he was around, I think I couldn't pick his up either, because his is the timed one. But I can come over to Emma. She says, and this is one we did last week also, and this is where we find the terrible tweens in the hedge maze. And you're right, there's the Spring Festival box. So we'll grab that, and then we will pick up the dire beers, because who doesn't love free transport? She says, I have an especially difficult challenge for you. This one's called Disorientation, this quest. There is a strong dire beer in the hedge maze, and one swallow will find you bereft of your senses. You will wake far from where you began and have no memory whatsoever of how you got there. All exploits along the way will have been forgotten. If you can navigate the maze while drinking those dire beers as you go, I will be tremendously impressed. So, and she'll give us 2 spring leaves for doing that. It's funny, I was doing this yesterday, and I got a dire beer. Oh, I better get going. I've only got 10 minutes on that beer. But I got one, and right as I was going to it, I saw somebody run by the other way. And then I came to, and they were running by the other way. So it's like I came to somewhere not too far from where I went down. So, okay, so there's that. And now, where am I? Where am I? So we're looking for beers, and that's something I'm trying to track. What is that? Where are you? Tween! Tween, tween, tween. Hold on. Come here. Yes. No! All right, we'll try again. There's another one. We gotta keep on the beers, because that is a timed part. The tweens will be around forever. There's always more tweens. Oh my goodness. Somebody's good. It's not me. It's amazing in here, get it? I do appreciate their bad puns. Okay, come here, come here.
Good day.
Yes. She says, I wasn't being that loud. All right, one more tween, maybe, and then we'll get back on the beers. Oh, there's no tween here. All right, back on the beer. Back to the beer, to the beer, to the beer. Is that a dead end? Oh yeah, that's a dead end. I wish the tweens did not despawn so quickly. Yeah, and it's weird too, because it seems like there's like an intermediate spot where they're like, they start to go away and then they come back, and if you catch it in the middle, you still don't get them. Whew. Got that one. Yay. That was a close one. All right, let's see. Ooh, she's got the hat and it looks like it's dyed blue. That's nice. Yeah, I gotta fix Rosenbloom's outfit. She's, I mean, she looks all right. She's very, she's reasonably springy. Ooh, on Laurelin, there's a shrew-looking event about to happen. Oh, all right, I was in the middle of the dire beer. I go running for another one. I forgot where I was and what I was doing. Very apropos. So if we're going to do some bonus Heart of a Hobbit time today. I'll probably stick around here with you for maybe till the hour. And then I will take off, maybe go look at some shrews. Ooh, another dire beer. That's convenient. Aww. That's okay. I don't think you can really get 2 in a row like that. I mean, that'd be kind of fun, but I don't think you can. Oh, I just saw a tween. Darn it. I'm not going to catch him anyway. Let's see. Says for me, all servers are closed. Anyone else having the same problem? No. Okay, it looks like you guys are talking about that. Looks like it's just an issue for Rasta Manatee at the moment. Okay, okay. Are you using the beta launcher by mistake? Yeah, because I'm logged into Laurelin and I was on Landreval before. B4 is on Evernight. Yeah, good. I'm glad. I'll let the chat help you out there. There's knowledge of in those folks, so you don't need me. Oh, I saw there was a tween there. I woke up next to a tween. All right, what do we got? Oh, nope. I'm not getting any of those tweens. All right, well, let's just keep looking for beers. Let's see. Oh, 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 wait, but that's a tween. I might be able to catch him. Oh, we're so close. Come here, come here, come here, come here. Hey, you. Hey, you. Too far away.
How
Yes.
do you do?
Oof. Okay, that's 3. Oh, and hey. Look at that. All right. Yeah, and Rasta Manatee, there was a patch today, but you should have gotten it. Like if you tried to log in, unless you like left your stuff logged in overnight or something. Oh, there was a tween there, and they just disappeared. Oh, we still have chickens to catch. We should be looking for the chickens. So I saw one time like near the back of the maze. Oops, oh, that one's gone. Whatever it was. Hey, tween. Oh, yes. Done with the tweens. Excellent. So I saw a chicken back here one day. I have chickens in my yard too. I put them away during the winter time and then I get them back out when when it gets warmer. So actually right now the chickens are at one of her cousin's house. But either I will take them back or I will get new chickens because the chicken coop thing is pretty dang cute. And I think it was, which festival was it? Might have been the Harvest Festival. Might have been Harvest Math. I'll have to look into that. I've looked it up on the wiki before because I was trying to remember. You're not a tween. Or a chicken. We may end up failing this chicken one. Because we are 2 chickens shy. And we've got 3 minutes. I'm not seeing any. How is that possible? Come on, chickens. Well, we'll run around for another 3 minutes, and if we don't find any chickens, then once they've escaped the hedge maze, then we'll be out of luck. No more chickens for you. Hello, elf. See, I find the elves when I'm not looking for them. Chicken! Chicken, chicken, chicken. Yes. No way. Oh, they weren't on my map. Interesting. Hello, elf again. All right, so now we just gotta find our way back out, which I think was this way. And then around this way. Yeah, see, okay, one thing that helps me find my way back out is this signpost and that signpost. They're 2 together. And then I know that this is the way out. There's that bench with the trellis. And then I can turn and I know the exit's here. Whew. Elves and chickens. I thought chickens showed up on the radar for some reason. I guess they don't, huh? Well, anyway, okay. She says, well done. I didn't think you had it in you to manage that task. Most folks give up after the first few drinks, dizzy and confused. I admire your persistence. Well, I am a member of the Inn League, so I've got some experience here. Hello, chickeny.
Hello there.
Look at all these chickens. You certainly did your part. Now you must have a reward. Awesome. Oh, some of these chickens look like some of the Hobnanigans chickens. Like, that's, I think, the Dorking chicken, maybe? That's the red chicken. I have that one. See, I have that one. I'll just add my chicken to the collection. Nobody will notice. And I also have a chicken hat. I'm not currently wearing it. I put that on more in the summertime. But I have a nest hat with a red chicken. So what I do basically is I put the chicken in my hat and then I take her out of the hat and I put her on the ground. So it looks like the same chicken happening. Let's see. Oh, we have white chicken. Do you like that one? So I think these are the Hobnanigans chickens. That's really clever. That's fun. We'll get, oh, hey, if we're going to run around with the chicken, let's have the red chicken. The red chicken's pretty cool. All right, so now see their rings are coming back because we turned in the other maze thing. Okay,
What can
she
I
said,
do for you?
Thank you, Adamantia. I cannot fathom how such little folk can make such an enormous racket. Hopefully they will be a little quieter now. Okay, so we're going to grab that Spring Festival box. Let's take a look at it. What did we get? What did we get? 2 spring leaves. See, it's not as good as the shrew stomping. All right, so what was I going to do? Oh, I was thinking I might show you all the one of the instances from the festival. The bees one. Let's see. Oh, see, now it says the chickens have escaped the hedge maze. So if you hadn't gotten them by now, you're out of luck. All right. And I think I'm just going to do bees on my own. I was going to see if there's any kinfolk, but they are off doing some shrew stuff. Wait. Did I not do these guys? Oh, well, I'll come back for that. We can come back for that. Let's do some bees. Let's go do some stuff. I think you're too low level. All right, so actually, yeah, before, if you want to come on, we could do it at your level. At least you could yell at things rather than me having to sneak up on everything. That could be useful. Okay, we're going to pause for a moment while somebody else comes on and joins me. A minstrel makes things go a little faster. Because we may have discussed this earlier, my burglaring is not great on Laurelin. Laurelin. So, okay, so, also we'll have to remember that trick. I hadn't seen that one happen yet. Festivity ones, you can get those through the Instance Finder. Yeah, and I know, yeah. Oh, and Nettlebrew, the glitch appeared with the Remember Me for 8 hours to introduce. So yeah, if you are using the Remember Me for 8 hours checkbox on the intro screen, you might want to uncheck that because that sometimes causes a glitch. It was unintentional. Cord was talking about it one week in his stream, that it sounded like it was created in order for the customer service folks to be able to use that so they can bip around and do all the things they need to do. He was surprised when they saw it. It sounded like he was surprised when he saw that it had been launched out for public use. I don't think he was expecting that. So at least not at that point. So I think it's maybe causing some problems for some people. So uncheck that and that might help you out. Cool. Affidilio, do you want to pop in over and get the, okay. So my assistant, level 36 minstrel, and I'm already up to 70. We started roughly at the same level, by the way. We were in parallel for a while, but I am a bit of a festival crazy nut. And so I do a lot of festivaling, and there's a lot of experience to be had in festivals. So there's a little trick for you. If you're trying to level a character and you want to have some frivolous fun doing it, do festivals with that character. You will get so many levels from festival. It's really quite funny, actually. It happens often. There's a lot of times when I level a character and I'm like, you know, how did I get there? Oh, right. Like I have a character, and she was the second character I created out of all my Lotro characters. She's a minstrel, and I played her actively into probably the 70s, maybe the 80s. And now I pretty much just do festival with her. And she, I think, went to 124 the other day. So there you go. It's pretty silly, but it's fun. I keep thinking that maybe I should just get Adamantia up to 130 And then I'll have all my burglar skills. And then maybe I can get an adequate, legendary item or two and maybe be useful. Oh, haha, hello. Okay, so, okay, let's go and do some bees. Instance finder. And so what I've been doing is I just, oh, you're the leader. Well, I'm going to show them anyway real quick. So what I do is I collapse all of this and then I go to seasonal. And it's right there. Now there's 3 seasons. Spring, because it was just summer and Yule, so like 6 months apart, but now they've added the spring section. Okie dokie. Well, in we go. Let's do this. Oh, I should have read the beginning. So we're going into Grimbjorn. And this one's a cute instance. It's more lighthearted along the lines of like the Perfect Picnic instance. So what we have here is Grimbjorn, and he's got 3 quests for us. You can do, oh, hold on a second. Oh, I got you. Thank you. Okay. No, I've lost track of where it was. Oh well, it's okay. So, when you first open it up, the text is Grimbjorn has agreed to travel with his big bees to the flowering fields of Lossnarch to assist with the pollination efforts upon the meadows. Okay, so when we arrive in here, there's 3 different sizes of group that you can do this instance in. You can do it as a solo, you can do it as a small fellowship, and you can do it as a large fellowship. And that will be in your the Bees Big Business quest. Now there's also the Bees Big Business Daily. You're going to get 6 spring leaves out of that, and that counts towards one of the 10 quests of the day. So I'm going to take that. And then the Beautiful Bouquet, you can also do once a day. This is an optional one. He says, my wife, Goethe, would like me to return to the Bjorning house with some of Lossnarch's finest flowers. Excuse me, it's really causing me. Bleh. So if you would pick some for me and give the flowers to my dogs, I will give you an extra reward. What do you say? And so this is a repeatable, and like I said, you can do this once a day, and you're collecting 20 flowers. And he'll give you 6 spring leaves for that. Okay, so now I'll pick up the main quest, and this is the one that you can do in each one of those 3 sizes. He says, well, here we are. Why did I agree to lend my bees and aid Gondor with pollinating the fields of Lossnarch? Well, my trusted hobbit, Gondor has conquered many foes that might one day threaten the safety of my vale. It is the very least I could do. Yes, I have called upon you to accompany me because I know not the lands. How do I guide my bees upon lands that I do not know? You, however, know these lands. That is why you shall guide my bees for me. Do not worry. All you have to do is make sure that my bees do not stray far afield and that no harm comes to them. That should be quite easy. This is just a woods filled with flowers, after all. So, Grimbjorn and his dogs will stay here while you help the bees navigate the woods. So, once we've done all that, and once everybody's ready, I think Aphrodite's ready. We're going to check and see if the bees are ready. And the bees say buzz, buzz. So, they're going to pollinate the first field of flowers, and they must complete their task. They must finish their task. Sure. So I'm going to follow that bee for a moment. Let's see. All right, so we've got the Lotro freebie for the week is now a 100% crafting XP. The code is ZoomCraft. That's great. Oh, I should be collecting flowers. I'm going to collect flowers while we wander through here. Thanks for the freebie update there, Druid's Fire. Nope, no more here. Okay. There was another one near the beginning. Ah, there it is. So the bees are over here, probably, where the goats are. So we're going to look up this ramp here, and there's some goats over here. Let's see, I'm not next to a goat, so I can't do anything. Let me try that again. Now you get to watch me be a terrible burglar. See, it's not just all streamers that are bad on screen. Only some of us. Okay, there we go. Now that the goats have been defeated, now the bees continue their run. So we're gonna follow a bee. So we are out here at the bottom, and they're gonna take us around through this kind of green area, and then we go back out to the water when we're done. Okay, there's a pesky pest that's lingering nearby. There are 2 encounters in this instance. Oh, I should be collecting flowers. One of them is over here near this. Oh, okay, fine. I will deal with goats. Let's see, I can't go invisible now. Okay, maybe I can make them confused. Oh, and I know this trick. This is a good one. Shing, shing. There's another one. Oh, hey. Oh, it's the one I confused. Hey. I wonder it's not coming. Okay. Cool. All right, back to picking flowers. We're done with those goats. Can you pickpocket them? No, you can't pickpocket a goat. They don't have pockets. Sadly. Oh, festival banner. No, I don't want that yet. Okay, the instance is over here. So if I was standing over there looking at the banner, if I want to turn just a little bit to my left is where we're going to find this encounter. Oh, it's a swarm of bees. No, swarm of midges. Okay. I can throw a knife at them. Nope. Yes, I can. Yay! We have stopped the pest from interfering. Because she's lower level, we're doing it at her level. So she can get credit for those. Because there is a deed. Oh, I wonder if I can find the deed. So they're under, yeah, it's under skirmish. Lost Narch's pesky critters. Defeat the hateful hornet, mischievous midge-cloud, the nagging knickerbreaker, the terrorizing toad, the worrying wasp, and rock. Not the rock, just rock. It's a large rock. That's really quite funny. Okay, buzz, say the bees. They're ready to continue. Let's see if we can find some more flowers on our way. These goats will eat all the flowers if left unchecked. Oh, okay, fine, I'll get that one later. I suppose I shouldn't leave you to do the goats all by yourself. Where's that shing shing thing? Did I get anybody? Probably not. Oh hey, I can throw dust in somebody. And I can probably confuse somebody. There you go. Now we don't have to chase them around. I hope all of you experienced burglars out there are finding this amusing. It's so bad. I cannot seem to like get a good handle on. I know there's chains of things you should do, and I just haven't quite got them. Which is why I'm going back to overplaying a hunter. Oh, I don't have that on now. Can I do this if I'm moving? I don't think I can do it. I don't know. Okay. You. Oh, you're too far. Okay, you stop moving so I can hit you. There we go. All right, that sort of worked. All right, well, if you're just joining us, we are doing the Bees Big Business instance for the festival, for the spring festival. And right now I'm doing one of the optional quests, which is to go and pick some flowers. And we are helping bees find their way around as they are pollinating fields. But unfortunately, they keep running into goats who are eating the flowers. Uh-oh, I think you're in combat. I better get over there and help you out after I pick this flower. I didn't expect you'd go into combat without me. It's very brave of you. But yeah, you're a skilled singer. I appreciate that. Okay, so hold on. Let me remember how to go invisible. And I'll go sneak up on a goat and make it not be there. I will discourage the goat with my agility. Just like that. Oh, I made the fellowship thing come up. I know that's something I really want to get better at. Because that's what burglars are good at, man. That's really okay, so my big goal with being a burglar is to figure out the fellowship maneuver, how to make that come up. So that way I can go into Dragok, the instance, and do that because I like the fireplace. I know it's kind of a meta. It's the only reason to be a good burglar. But you gotta have goals, right? Oh, hey, there's probably an encounter over here. Oh, it's gonna be the frog. So if you see 3 dots on the second encounter, okay, so the banner is back here where the bees are, and they're the little circles. And yeah, if you see 3 dots, then you know you've got the frog. Oh, hey, I should sneak up on it. Let me do that. And then, oh, he's awake. How did he see me? I don't know, because I'm a bad burglar, that's why. Oh well, we got rid of him. And his little friends too. So that will be 2 of the encounters for Aphrodite, because we're doing it on Aphrodite's level, or within 7 or 8 of her level. So she'll get credit for those, so that's pretty cool. To be working on that deed to get 1 of each. Man, I missed flowers. Often I have 20 of them by now. But I do kind of wander off a bit usually too. Wander off. So thanks for sticking around, everybody. We're doing some bonus Heart of a Hobbit time to fill in for Red Baron, who's not going to be streaming today. So we'll probably go here for another half hour, and then we'll break so we can get dinner, because it's the Netherlands here, and it's nighttime. All right, I'm invisible. I see a goat. We're gonna use one of my skills. What's a good skill to use for this? Oh no, they ran away. Aw, I messed it up. Oh well. I can do that. That's useful. And here, I'll throw a rock at them. I'm a hobbit, that's what I do. I'm expecting a little voice behind me to go, that's not very effective. It amuses me greatly. Oh, more goats. More goats. All right, let's see. Hey, you, stop running around. Yeah, wait, or you. Okay, let's see if I can do this. I can provoke. Reduces damage. I'll just throw a rock. I know how to do that. I have a crippling fear on me. I mean, I don't feel crippled or feared. But you never know. Oh man, I'm still picking flowers. I'm not ready for that. So there's 2 large lilies. All right, I better get down there. That we're supposed to be protecting. And the goats are coming from up here and coming down this hill and through the valley into here and attacking these giant flowers, as you can see. Throw a knife at them. Maybe I can go to sleep for a minute. Maybe? Oh, that didn't work. So normally we play a hunter and minstrel duo, and that works out really well. Because I can hit things from a distance, and that makes me happy. So thankfully I'm high enough level burglar, I can hit things badly. And it does all right. All right, so that's wave number 1. There's going to be like probably 3 waves. Sometimes as many as 4 or 5, depending on what level you're doing it. And what tier, not what tier, but what size. Oh, hey, there's more goats over here. Hey, goats. All right. Put them to sleep for a minute. Come here. Come here, voracious goat. You don't get to eat these flowers. These flowers are for pollinating, not for eating. Okay, and then there should be, yep, okay, so many goats. So this is not the last round, because the last round will get something where they say, the great goat. The great goat will come. Oh, hey, maybe I can hit you. You're standing still. Can I throw a rock at you? Awesome. Hey, I threw a rock. You should come back here. Come talk to me. That's right. Come look at me. I'm gonna hit you with stones and daggers. What does this do again? Oh, that's hiding. Hiding doesn't help. Yeah, I can trip you. Oh, that's why I'm stealthed. I'm not stealthed. Yes, I know. I'm bad at this. So, you might want to take a pot after all. I don't have any healing skills or anything. Well, I guess I can depoison myself. Here we go. This is the great goat. He's immune to my stun. Oh, I suppose that's fair. How about that? Does that do anything? Hey, come here. Come here, come here. Come here, come here. I'm gonna hit you. Oh, he hit me. So one thing I've learned is I figure out where's my button that gets me out of being stunned. And I put it in the same place on all my characters. Yay! All right. Cool. I'm gonna go back to picking flowers. So that's 1980. One more. No, not a festival banner. Although I guess if we do that, the bees, so in this instance, you can click the festival banner and the bees will just wait for you, which is nice, until you click on them. So I'm not gonna click on them until I get my last flower. I think this is my last one though. Yep, 20 flowers, I'm good to go. Me and the chicken are ready. Oh, hey, I hadn't noticed these little blue ones before. Oh, isn't that cute? They're like thistle. Oh, that's cute. So this giant flower, you can actually get that for your yard. It's one of the items you can barter for with these festivity tokens. So that's cool. All right, so buzz buzz. Okay. So we're going to escort them back to Bjorn. So this is where we came out to begin with. And then we came out from over there. And then we came up, and then that slope over there is where the goats were. Or maybe it's that one over there. So we're just basically going back to the beginning. We just make a big loop with them. Back around. So hello everybody who's in the stream. Thanks for coming along. I am Little Redhead, and I am filling in an hour of Red Baron's time right now. So you're getting some bonus Heart of a Hobbit time. Okay, so now we've come back to the beginning. We're ready to finish this. There's 3 things that we picked up, remember? One of them is the daily. One of them is to give the dogs some flowers. And then this floral basket here is the chest for this instance, and that's where you're going to get your festivity tokens. So like if we click on that, zoom, bum, 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 and that gave each of us 5 festivity tokens. Now you still have the limit of 40. That's the max you can hold. So you can, run through a bunch of these instances, and then eventually you'll need to go and spend them because you'll hit the cap. So we're gonna give the dogs some flowers. Wolf says rose. Star says rough. Bud says yip. And Sprout says woof woof. And we finished that. That gave us 6 spring leaves. And then I can go talk. Petting the dog. They're good dogs, Brent. You can't remember the email you used for your game. I would suggest you contact Standing Stone. So I'm not a Standing Stone Games employee. I'm just a fan of the game. Most of the streamers here are. The only person who actually works for Standing Stone is Cordovan, and he streams on Fridays at noon Eastern. So I would suggest you get in contact with customer support or customer service. They should be able to help you out with that. All right, so Bjorn says, what took you so long? Did you stop and smell each and every flower? I tried. I really tried. Just some Bjorning humor, my friend. I am glad you have returned my bees to me. He turns to his bees. Bees, did you have a grand meal? I am sure that you did. Okay, and then we travel. And that's how that goes. Ta-da! So that's Bees Big Business. And like I said, that counts as a festival activity. And I'm currency capped. Okay, so I am gonna go and talk to Verbena. So Verbena is where I got this beautiful goat, the honey goat, which I think is so cute. We were looking at this earlier. Let me get into the sun. Actually, it's nighttime. No wonder it's so dark in here. But so I love. Let's get rid of some of these things here. How the goat looks. It's so cute, and it's definitely got like some, a lot of honey theme going on. Like the dripping honey look of the saddle, and then a big bottle of honey here, and then we've got like little honey jars on the side. And then we've also got, and this is probably my favorite part of this, is this satchel on the side. This nice little detail of these pink or rose-colored flowers. Very clever, very clever. Really like the look of that. So, all right, but my currency is capped. I need to get over to Verbena Greenhand. Let me just sneak through here. Hopefully I won't get run over by somebody doing the race. I am sometimes successful at the race, and I am sometimes not. One of the things you can do is the Bull Roarers Challenge, where you walk on the fence. I am less successful at that than I am at the horse racing. So, yeah. Which is unfortunate, because there is a deed for that. Let's see if I can remember where to find that. It's under Class Race Epic. It's going to be under Race and Social. Oh, this isn't the Farmer's Fair. Hi. Wave. Cheat Trickery, Flayed to Wit. I have a lot to do. Fowl Collection. Oh, I have the white chicken and the red chicken. I need to get the Scrapper and the Dorking and the Blackfoot and the Orange Wyandotte. I have ways to go there too then. Oh well, I'm not seeing what I was looking for, but there's a thing where you do things, and you get there's a deed where you can do a number of different spring festival things, and one of them is you have to do the walking on the fences. And it'll be a while before I get that one. Okay, so here with Verbena Greenhand, let me back up ever so slightly. So there's 2 barterers for this festival. When you're collecting the spring leaves, that's the main currency for this event. So like I have 365 because I haven't spent much of them yet. You'll know this because my hand-drawn spreadsheet is mainly empty so far. I haven't gone and done all my spending yet, but I will. And one of the people you can go to for that is Sergeant Tom over on the side. He and somebody else that we ran into last week is also a barterer. So if he's surrounded, you might be able to see somebody else. Okay, so there's that. But then there's also the festivity tokens, which you'll see I have 40 out of 40. Those you can only earn through the instances that are part of that season. So right now, as I was pointing out to before, in the instance finder, I'm gonna collapse all that. Under the seasonal, in the spring, we've got 2 right now. There's the Boss from the Vaults, which is Naruhel the Red Maid, and that is a level 50 minimum. And then there's Bees Big Business, which is open to, basically level 10. Like once you've done skirmishes, you can go in there. Summer, there's the Boss from the Vaults, Thrang, and then you've got the Perfect Picnic, which is available for every level. Boss from the Vaults, Thrang is available for upper level. And the similar thing, you'll notice there's a trend here. There's a pattern. Boss from Vault Storvagun, and the Battle at Frostbluff. So you've got one that's kind of cute, available for every level, and then you've got one that's higher level, minimum level 50. But that's where you get these festivity tokens. Okay, so now I've gone over that part. Verbena is who you turn in those festivity tokens to at each of these festivals. And each festival, she has a different set of things you can barter for. Like, for example, in the winter with the Thrang stuff, she's got some Thrang cosmetics that you can get. So you can get some cool dark black with like red jewels and stuff in them. It's kind of neat. So in this one, these are items that you get from, that the character Naruhel is wearing in the instance. So she's got this dress on, she's got these vines coming down her arms, she's got these vines on her shoulders, and she's got this spiky crown thing. Cool thing is sometimes, and it's somewhat rare, but it does drop in, those items do drop in that instance. So you do have a chance at getting them just by running that red maid instance during the festival. So let me reset that so you can see each one of these things separately. So the dress looks like that. The shawl, which are the shoulders, look like that. And then the vines take up the gloves spot, the hand spot. So let me reset so you can see the arms, because I think those arms are really, oh, you can't see it because I'm wearing a dress. Let me put on her dress. There we go. Now you can see the arms. Little arms, that's really a clever look, right? It's neat that we can get that for ourselves now. So I definitely need to get those, but I also, well, the honeycomb cloak is really cute. Oh, the question is, where do you get the flower for the head? So let me see, what am I wearing? Let me get rid of all that. I am wearing the circlet of fresh picked flowers. I think that might be during the summer, or maybe the harvest festival. It's from one of the festivals. I know that it's definitely from one of the festivals. I wish there was a way in the wardrobe to like put a tag on things, because man, that'd be really cool. Because then I can tag it to indicate where I got it from. You know? Let's see. Circlet of fresh picked flowers from the festival announcer and the Farmers Fair. Okay, so yeah, so Farmers Fair, 25 Farmers Fair tokens. So you need to wait until like around August or September when they do the Farmers Fair. Yeah, I think that's when it is this year. It's like somewhere in August. And the cool thing though is I've dyed it, and you can dye it various colors. So let me go into my wardrobe and pull this to the side a little bit here. So the circlet. So I've got these five circlets. Five, sir. So it looks like that just on by default. I have also dyed it sea blue. So you can see these flowers here are the ones that change. So you can also change, and here so this is a really cool thing is in the dressing room, which you get by hitting Control and then click. When you click on an item, so like I Control click and that switches it. That's what brings up this. You can play around with the dye colors here before you actually have to go and use the dye on something. So this is like the default colors, and it kind of is that purple with the yellow. But let's say maybe I want to see what indigo looks like. Okay, well then it's got the indigo with the yellow. So the yellow, you'll notice, then doesn't change, and that's when you can start playing around with it. Like if I want one that's all kind of gold flowers, I could do that, or sienna. Let's see what's in the one. White would probably blend in. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, it blends in there. Black, that's interesting. That kind of come out as a gray on something like gray with black in the middle. Sea blue is a nice one. I tend to do stuff like that with the Sedimentia. There's some forest green. So you can see how it changes colors, you know, if you're playing around with things. Like I could look at what does my dress look like if I were to do the same thing. What did I do? Forest green, let's take a look at that. There. So, because the default on that dress is not that. It is, I wonder if is default an option here? Yeah, that's the original color of that dress. So I've done, I go and dye stuff all the time. I really enjoy, I'm also a scholar, so I like pulling out dyes and having some fun time with that. Who is this granny? Are we talking about Verbena stuff? Verbena has Gammer's stuff. So Gammer's tea table, footstool, couch, all sorts of things. It's kind of a generic name for grandma, for hobbits, Gammer. You've got the Gammers and you've got the Gaffers. So it is a Gammer. It is not specifying which Gammer, whether it's Gammer Took or Gammer Brandy Buck or which Gammer it is. But a lot of these are really cute. We got a number of these and put them and staged them around, and it creates like a really cute little sitting area. So these are pretty adorable, actually. So I might have to get some of those. Oh, I was going to show you guys, though. Okay, so we looked at the Narhuhel stuff. The honeycomb cloak. The Granny Core aesthetic. Okay, cool. So this is this is the honeycomb cloak. And it looks very similar to the goat saddle that we were looking at before. And then here's the hooded version. I rarely get the hooded version because I usually do something fun with head stuff. But I do have some characters where I like to do the hooded stuff. So those are the, I'm gonna, I should see if I should just get the honeycomb cloak if I don't already have it. We're gonna take a look. Do I have, yes, works great for Bjornings. So that would indicate to me I do not yet have the cloak. All right, we're gonna get the cloak. We have the cloak. We're gonna put it in the wardrobe. Cool, now I have the honeycomb cloak. I wonder if it dies. I mean, I would think not. Shoulders, yeah, it cannot. So you'll notice there, it doesn't even let me pull down the drop down like it does with the others because it's not dyeable. But that's okay. I mean, like what, I don't even know what I would want to dye it. It's like, it's very cute. I think I may have to put together a summer outfit around the cloak. That's pretty cute. All right, so then the honey goat, which is the one I was showing you before that I was writing, this is where you get that for 25 tokens. And then the Lost Narch lily, I went ahead and got the lily, and I got the great lily, and I was surprised. The great lily looks like big and chunky, like the one that we saw in the instance. The lily is teeny tiny. I mean, it's like smaller than a hobbit's, pair of toes. It's really small. So if you were going for a really delicate look, I guess maybe in your yard, it might be good. But yeah. Eglani Lel Indrandir. My goodness, that is quite the name. I always have one outfit with hood and one without. Whenever it rains, I run around hooded. And that's smart. That's really smart. I just end up walking underneath an awning or something. All right, so let's see. We've got the flower banners. So remember the banners that we were touching in the instance? And they changed color. Oh, I didn't really focus on that, but they changed color. So you can buy those two banners here. And then the rest of it, I believe, is Gammer furniture. Yep. So, and I'm really glad that those are relatively inexpensive too, which is nice. Okay, so we are winding down here. We've got, probably about 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna log off for the night. I'm gonna leave the stream for the night. I've got more festival to go. Don't worry about that. Green challenge. Did I not do the green challenge? So search the mage for an in-league artifact. Well, what have I been doing with my time? All right, I gotta go to the inn. I gotta go. So for these last 5 minutes, is there anything that anybody would like to know about or see? Well, I think I just ran through the maze and didn't actually stop for the thing. I don't think we're going to run any more instances, Affodil, so if you wanted to head off, that would be okay, and I really appreciate you coming in. That was awesome. Maybe we'll run the Red Maid another time. Maybe we'll do that next week. I think we'll show you the red maid. We've got I've got a much higher level character that I can do it with. Here, we'll thank her. Thank. All right, me and this chicken, we got places to be. Hey, let's have a shouting contest. You silly tween. All right, any questions that anybody has about the Spring Festival or cosmetics or any of the other fun and social things in the game? So just as a recap, I've gone ahead and kind of charted out a little bit of what I'm going to focus on in each of the streams. I mean, it's always going to be festival or something else lighthearted. We might do a chicken run on the non-festival times. So if you have something specific, though, you'd like to see me do, let me know. If you look at the Lotro roster, the Lotro Stream Team roster, you can see my social media there, and that will get you to my Twitter and my website. And I've gone ahead and kind of listed out the schedule on my website of kind of, what's coming up when the festival, when I'll be streaming during festivals. If you want to see the actual schedule, Cordovan posts it on the Lotro forums, and I can never remember the exact link, so I just Google Lotro schedule, and you'll find it. And Cordovan will update that if there's any changes too throughout the year. So that's a pretty good resource. And thanks, Druidsfire. So the Moobot there gives you the link to the current roster. So today we have myself with some bonus Heart of a Hobbit time, filling in a little bit for Red Baron, who's a bit under the weather. And then we've got, let's see, who's coming up next. So we're gonna have an hour break unless somebody jumps in early. Oh, that's the wrong thing. How do I do that thing? Do I type Thursday? Haha! See, I'm learning. You can teach a young hobbit new tricks. Yes, you can. All right, so today's streamers are myself, Red Baron, Eldaleth, and Eric Epic Ogre. God, it's like you guys wrote it in Elvish. So I don't know if Elda's going to come on early or if she's just going to be chilling out with stuff. Ogre indeed. But there's your Thursday streamers. So next week we'll be back doing, it's Hobbit food time. All right, so earlier in my modern Hobbity ways, we put potatoes in the slow cooker with some butter and seasonings and garlic, of course, and some Parmesan cheese, and they have been cooking. And so now I'm going to Hobbit myself with some cooked potatoes very, very soon. So, I mean, I like you guys, but I like potatoes. So, toss up there. All right. So yeah, so next week we'll do some more spring festival stuff. Our house smells pretty good a lot of the time. I've been doing good with cooking since I'm home so much. So there we go. Yes, I'm getting in touch with my Hobbity roots. So next week we'll be doing some spring festival. We'll be doing some Hobnanigans. And then the following 2 weeks after that, there's no festival. So we'll be doing some other stuff. I'm going to do a race change token. I'm going to try that out in 2 weeks. So if you're curious what that looks like and how that affects like things like the deeds that you've already completed, we'll be taking a look at that, and so we can kind of see what that looks like, and hopefully that'll make it a little bit more less scary if that's something that you want to do in the future. And and maybe we'll go run around Wildwood. We'll probably do some chickening. So if you have other thoughts or ideas, let me know, and we will do some of that as well. All right, potatoes, heck yeah. All right, I think we are gonna, that's right, ha, I agree. think we're going to call that a day. So thank you so much for joining me on this journey here through the Spring Festival and through Lord of the Rings online as we run around Middle Earth. I really enjoy doing this. I really enjoy spending time in the world and immersing myself. So I hope that you found this stream enjoyable and informative, and I really appreciate you coming and joining me on this. So wherever you go, whatever you do, I encourage you to stay connected to the Hobbit side of your heart. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Bye now.